Live, here with real news. The day of the Million MAGA March that is taking place in DC, and right now it's turned out into an all-out street battle. Crazy week. Lots of cuckoldry happening with people saying Trump should just concede. He's already lost while he's still fighting, and we have millions of people in the streets still fighting for him. It's crazy, but what do we expect anymore from these people? What have you guys? Have you guys seen anything about the Million MAGA March? I've been seeing some footage from it. Have you guys been watching it?
No, I haven't had a chance.
Little bits and pieces. Some interesting, some interesting stuff. I liked. I think C.J. Pearson. He said some stuff that was pretty cool. Very motivational type stuff. Liked it. There's a couple speakers here and there that were interesting. I'm not. I know that like during the evening when the sun went down, that's when the Antifa and BLM started doing their thing, and they were I guess they were attacking what few Trump supporters were still there. And I mean,
It got pretty bad.
yeah.
I don't know if you
But I
saw
mean,
all of it, but there were people at restaurants. So a lot of Trump supporters were in the Willard Hotel. Yeah, Willard. It's a Penn State joke right there.
Does the bathroom still smell like piss?
Yeah. And there's still a Christian preacher outside too, I bet. So there were a lot of people at the Willard Hotel, and also Airbnb, I don't know if you guys saw this, was canceling reservations that Proud Boys had made in DC. Somebody complained on Twitter, like, oh, we'll stop that. And so they were basically banning Proud Boys from renting Airbnbs in DC, which is pretty crazy.
Isn't that actually against the law in DC?
That's kind of discrimination, one might say. If you
'cause-
said, hey, I'm not going to let a black person stay in my rental property, you get sued out the ass. You say, I'm not going to let a Proud Boy stay in my hotel. Oh, no, it's fine. That's progressive. But what I was getting to is that there were a lot of Trump supporters staying at a hotel, and some were eating outside, and Antifa knew this, so they started throwing firecrackers at the people outside eating. And there's this one video I'm going to show because it's actually kind of scary. There's this guy with, I guess, his girlfriend, and the Black Lives Matter and Antifa start attacking her. Not attacking him. They're attacking her. And they're trying to pull her away. And she's like screaming. Like she's scared. And so he had to like chat up and like pull her back. But this is the thing. People keep calling them the mob. And I think that's not what we should be calling them. Because at least the mob said no women, no children. These people are terrorists. They don't care. Yeah. They're like, we will hurt children. We will hurt women.
Well, that's who they target. They're like a predator out in the wild. They don't attack the strong alpha men. They try to go for the weakest. It's like a demon. They prey on the weak.
They're demonic.
There's a couple things that I look at when I see this sort of thing. One, these Trump supporters need to get the fuck out of there. Like when the sun goes down, you need to leave. I'm sorry. I know that there's, protests, and the day protest was awesome. Like you saw so many people there, and it was fantastic. When the sun goes down, you know that bad shit's happening. Bad shit's happening in DC, and you know what kind of dirty city DC is. Like the mayor's crooked as shit. The city itself, the people that run it are crooked as fuck. Like, just get out of there. Get out of there.
And the cops there aren't doing shit.
Don't hang around there. There's nothing for you. So, and that's another thing. Well, I mean, and the DC cops aren't going to do shit. Like we've known that this shit was coming for some time. They didn't do shit during the fucking RNC. They didn't do the shit during the, they don't do shit. Like, which another another complaint that I would have, like if I was going to complain on anything, is like, well, where the fuck are the feds? Because Antifa is a domestic terrorist organization, so that should be a federal thing. Like, where are the feds?
Yeah.
Get the feds, get them in there. Send these fuckers to federal pound me in the ass prison.
Because it's very simple. We said this before. Is that like if you let them get away with it, they're gonna keep doing it. It's so simple. It's like
Mhm.
anything. When the law is enforced, when you stop them, they're not gonna do it. It's like a
Yeah.
kid. Like if you let a kid keep
I
stealing
mean,
cookies from the cookie jar, they're gonna keep fucking doing it until you stop them from doing it.
I mean, maybe, um, in some instances, I guess they're doing it they're doing it right, but in other instances, they're really not. Like, I know a lot of what they're doing, a lot of what the feds are doing is just, stepping back, taking evidence, taking film, taking photos, and then finding these people, and then, taking care of them via that avenue. But like,
Well, they never convict anyone. That's the thing. Like they
well,
might.
no, I mean, no, the feds do. The
Yeah.
feds do, but like the city doesn't. Like, you're trying to, and part of that is by design too, because if if the locals charge them, they can let them go, and then you can't really charge them again. Like the feds, if the feds get you, then they can charge them. Like the feds get them, they can charge them, and then there's nothing that the local police can do about it because it's federal jurisdiction. But
Arash in the chat says Trump 2020. Let's go. That's what we're
Yeah.
all about. Keeping Trump in 4 more years. Vote fraud. Fist up. Yeah, we think
Yeah.
voter fraud is definitely happening on a rampant scale. Giuliani says there's enough voter fraud in Michigan to turn the state. So,
Well, here's the thing with DC though that you have to take into consideration too. It's one of the most hardest places for you to defend yourself legally in. Like,
yeah.
see, you don't see Antifa going to Florida where they just made legal to go and shoot looters, and I don't
Yes.
think they will. And I think that's great. Like, honestly, they need to send people to like that's where the next big these sort of things should go is Florida because they tried this shit over there. They're coming out in the body bag.
Yeah.
They try rioting, they try looting. Because I think what was it DeSantis or whatever just passed that law. I think that was this week, wasn't it?
Yep. Base DeSantis. I love him. He's one of the few people. These Florida people are the best people. Like Gates.
they're they're a very special breed of people.
They are. I mean, look, DeSantis, Gates, Loomer, and Trump himself, now a Florida resident, are all some of our best people. DeSantis was one of the few in the beginning that was like, yeah, let's go. It was fighting for Trump when other Republicans like Nikki Haley, Dan Crenshaw, these are quote unquote Republicans.
Fuck Dan Crenshaw. He's the biggest letdown since fucking premature ejaculation.
Oh God. I mean, those people, they were like, oh, we need to move on. Trump lost fair and square, guys. Let's move on to Georgia in 2022. No. This fight isn't over. And the true people, the loyalists, the true Trumpers, the outsiders are fighting for Trump right now. I've been doing it with the campaign. We've all been supporting him. We have Proud Boys in the street. And this is why, when you see Antifa doing this shit and getting away with it, this is why the Proud Boys are a thing. Okay? They are not racist. They are not hateful. And they don't start fights. They're only there because Antifa and Black Lives Matter are starting fights. And they have to defend people because the cops aren't there. These are women and children that are getting piss thrown at them, and they're getting torn away, and they're going to be beaten up. So that's why it's happening. One of them was chanting. One of the Proud Boys started chanting "Breakout Kyle." Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, they should.
Yeah.
Honest to God, man, that I feel real bad for that kid. I feel real bad for him.
Yeah. God, the Proud Boys, or this is where the Proud Boys. There's some. Oh man, they were also chanting "Fox News sucks." Yes,
Yes.
we're gonna talk
Dude,
about that next, but
dude, Fox News, that's like the Dan Crenshaw of TV networks.
yeah, Fox News has really gone downhill recently, more than they already have. Because look, when Obama was president, I think people really liked Fox News because they were like the lone conservative voice on TV. But when look, I will always remember this, and nobody should forget that when Trump first ran, Fox News was anti-Trump. When he first came down the escalators and was making the scene, there were only a few voices on Fox that were pro-Trump. I think O'Reilly was one of them, and I think there were a few others. I don't even know how Tucker stood on Trump then,
I don't
but
think Tucker was even on the network at that point because he came after O'Reilly, didn't he?
no, Tucker's been on there before. He's been on for ever since he left CNN. I know he had a
I can't see Tucker on CNN.
yeah. Well, he was on the show called Crossfire, where he was the right wing voice, and there was a left wing voice on there too, and they would kind of debate. It was actually a rare thing to see on CNN, which was like an actual true Republican on there. But Fox News was never Trump initially. But when Trump started becoming popular, very quickly, they started changing their tune somewhat quickly. Some of them didn't. You know, you had your Shepard Smiths and your Neil Cavutos and your other ones that were still cucky. But a lot of them started to change their tune really quickly and adopt Trump. But now that, and there's been some signs I'm going to kind of lay out too, but now that Trump is, in their eyes, lost and they called the race for Biden, they were the first ones to call Biden the winner of the presidential race. They have been really cucky, and whenever somebody brings up voter fraud, they kind of cringe and they try to shut it up. Like, two examples I'll bring up real quickly are that Judge Janine's show last Saturday was canceled. I was going to talk about voter fraud. They canceled it. I think she was back on this weekend. But when Kayleigh McEnany started talking about voter fraud, Neil Cavuto cut away from her and was like, we want to be careful. We fact check that. That's not entirely accurate. I forget what he exactly said, but he was pointing at CNN. That's stuff CNN. That's what CNN will do to Trump's press conferences, and Fox is no better.
I mean, they're trying to. I think Fox News and I was listening. I forget who it was. There was an interview, but female type brought up a really good point. She was saying that, look, Fox News is in this position now to where, like, I think they're trying to hedge your bet, you know, like they're trying to kind of appease to the, you know, trying to distance themselves from Trump, in order to not get shut out from, you know, the White House. And that's kind of what I think is happening too. And I just, because I don't think that like, you know, what we know what Barack Obama did while he was in office with.
Huh?
Did we lose Phil?
Phil. Yeah, I guess. Went away.
Yeah. Well, when Phil comes back, I'll let him finish his thought. The one thing I'll mention too is that there's a lot of fake news being spread about the Proud Boys again. Like, there's one saying, "Oh, there's a Proud Boy saying when white people unite, this is what happens." You look at the video, and who's talking? Baked Alaska, who's a meth head and a fucking, like, the griftiest of grifters. He's like the Logan Paul of politics. He's an idiot that does stupid shit and tries to, like, get clicks out of it. So this is another smear they're throwing out. And then somebody in the chat's firing up. Arash is still going. Trump 2020 Washington. They starting fights. Trump damaged the fake news. That's right. Trump could destroy Fox News too, which I think is great and needs to happen. Everyone should turn off Fox, turn on Newsmax, turn on OAN, and turn on Censor.tv and turn on InfoWars. And CP says, I want to know what that stands for. Fake news projects what they want the world to think about USA. Truth is, USA loves President Trump. He's exposing the lies and corruption of the rich and powerful. We hate socialism and communism. That's right. Nobody shouts at a rally, "We love you," except Trump supporters. Are you back, Phil? Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, what were you saying?
No, I was saying that this is amazing how they're just kind of. I'm just being cut out like that, but
Conspiracy time.
yeah, it's a conspiracy, man. No, I was just saying how Fox News is wanting, like is just wanting to. I think they're at a position where they're trying to hedge a bet. Like they're trying to, like if Biden wins, they don't want to like be all 2 feet in on Trump and then risk getting shut out like they did when Biden was like when Obama was in the White House, like they were like spying on him and shit. So like, I think they're trying to play it safe, I guess.
That's what they always do. Is they always play it safe. They're PC. They're worried about their image. They're worried about their advertisers. They're worried about their money, and they just rode Trump's dick as long as they could. And then now that he's gone, they're like, oh, let's find another dick to ride. They're very, very corporatist. I mean, let's keep in mind that Fox News has a blacklist. This is very big open secret. They have on that blacklist Milo Yiannopoulos, Ann Coulter, Michelle Malkin, a few other people. I can't remember their names. And they also, I bet, have Alex Jones on there. And they have some new additions. We forget that a few months ago, Diamond Silk got dropped from Fox because they were spreading conspiracy theories. Oh, scary stuff. We can't question things. And they also added just recently Trey Gowdy. They fired him because he joined Trump's legal team. They said, Trey, you're fired. I bet there's some legal complications there, maybe, probably.
Here's the thing, though. Like, I can, to a certain degree, there would be a conflict of interest with that. And I can kind of understand that one. Why you'd be hesitant to have someone on there in a news organization.
That's true, but like, let's be real. Fox News has a lot of conflict of interest. Alone, I mean, they have hosts that literally campaign for candidates. Like,
yeah, that's true. You shouldn't be doing that.
Laura Ingraham literally was speaking at a Trump rally. So, where do you draw the line? And that's why I said the legalities, like with lawyers, so I bet there's some legalities, but Fox News has a pattern of saying, hey, if you're too pro-Trump, you're gone. Or, hey, you go a little too over the line, you're gone. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, Tucker, I bet, probably conflicts the hell out of them, because Tucker has a loyal, strong Trump following, but, he's in that too Trumpy thing for them, but he's also their biggest ratings, so kind of can't get rid of him. And if Tucker were, if Tucker wanted to destroy Fox News, all he has to do is move to Newsmax or OAN.
Shit, Hannity too.
And Hannity, yeah. Hannity gets, I think, the second biggest ratings for Fox.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You mentioned that, like, Newsmax. Like, I never heard that channel beforehand. Apparently, I actually have that one.
Yeah, I've been watching them.
You have to take a look. I wonder how they actually are.
They're actually, look, I'm not saying this to demean OAN in any way, but they're kind of OAN, both a bigger budget and bigger name guests. I mean, they've been around longer, and I like them both. Don't get me wrong. It's just I think Newsmax has a little bit of an edge, and I think OAN's got some work to do, but they'll get better. And OAN's got really good people like Jack Posobiec, so they still have good shit.
Yeah, Alex Salvi is pretty good too. Like there's a couple of like OAN. The thing with them is they have a couple of good shows, but a lot of it, like the rest of the channel, can be kind of
filler,
bland. Not bland, but like very I mean, not as high quality, basically. Like very, the Um, the optics are kind of not.
What's going on with Phil
We
today?
lost him again. What dirty word did he say?
No, like I do like OAN. I just don't have access to it because I have Comcast.
Yeah. Yeah, and I have Verizon, so I still have OEM, but I will say, like, Newsmax, I was watching them recently. Like, some of their people that I've never heard of, like Greg Kelly, he's actually really good. And, like, they have some, and this is what I'm saying, like, they have some really big names, like, people, a lot of people recognize. Like, Sean Spicer has a show on OAN. There's Greg Kelly, who's pretty good. And they have Michelle Malkin. I need to start watching her show. And I just learned they have Diamond Silk, too.
Mm-hmm.
So they
But
have a
Salcedo has a pretty good show too.
Not, I love it though. Like we have more competition now.
yeah, it's good. I'm
Yeah,
genuinely surprised.
I don't think they're gonna be able to compete. Like I don't think, and also because I think another reason why Fox is trying to do their own like they're trying to go moderate because they know they're not going to be able to compete, and they're no longer going to be able to actually compete on the conservative scale, like because they're the alternative news sources are just getting better and better,
Yeah.
and it's very difficult. Like, look, I mean, you've got Daily Wire, you've got Blaze TV, you've got like there's a lot. Like they're getting good. Like these alternative sources are getting really, really good, and um, it's tough. It's gonna be it. I don't think Fox News was really going to be able to, compete on that level. Like despite them having the budget that they have, despite having you know, the connections and whatever, like there's too many other competitors now, and their reach is just better. Even like I don't know, like, and I know Fox News tried to do that Fox Nation thing, which
We lost him again. Shit. What's going on with Philly boy? Boy. I will fill in the gaps then. Oh, he's back. He's back. You there, Phil?
yeah, this shit. Hold on one sec.
Okay. Yeah, and I think Phil's bringing up a great point, which is there's a lot more competition now, and it's needed, it's necessary, and it's good. Everybody wins. Except Fox News, but who cares? It helps everyone get better. I know we conservatives love to talk about competition all the time, but man, we forget just how great of a thing it is. Because if we just had Fox News, which we did for a while, it's getting pretty stale. When you get all this competition, that's where you get things improving and you get more variety. I mean, now you have stuff on the internet that's blowing up. You even have Trump talking about making his own news media empire, which I think would be fantastic, and all his followers would go there. I mean, he's a hero. He's our guy. He's the face of the movement, the face of the party, and people are going to follow him before they follow anyone else. Especially considering he has 70 million Twitter followers. It's no competition. You still there, Alex? Did you go for your laundry? That answers my question. But people that are watching, our viewers, what do you think? What's your favorite news source? Where do you tune in? Do you tune into Blaze TV, Daily Wire, Censor.tv, InfoWars, Fox News, Newsmax, OAN? What's your favorite? Which one do you like? Tell us below. We'd love to know. I'm not a Daily Wire fan at all. I hate Ben Shapiro. He sucks. He's a total cuck. Like Candace Owens, though. She's good. But I just have no interest in the Daily Wire. Just a bunch of old, boring. Well, not old, but they're just boring conservatives who will become old and boring. Just give them enough time. But it just shows you how things are changing. At least you back, Alex?
Yeah, I'm back. What's up?
Oh, you're back. Yeah, what do you have you ever watched any of these Daily Wire people?
No, I don't watch the Daily Wire. I know who runs that.
Yeah. Who? Yeah, but Benji, who we all dislike because he's a total freaking cuck. But yeah, they brought on Candace, which I think is interesting because Candace used to talk shit on Ben Shapiro, and now she's working for him. A little sus. You there, Phil? Maybe not. But they have, let's see, they have Andrew Clavin, who's all right, Michael Knowles, who's all right, Matt Walsh, who's all right. Like, all their people just look boring, though. I mean, it's not, it's like, these are not the people I'd, like, party with.
Yeah, I don't think they're meant for that crowd. They're probably meant for like the college Republican sort of demographic.
Yeah, they're like the
But
debate club conservatives. Like, oh, we're so intelligent and formal and polite, and we come in and we're like, fuck that. We're bold, we're brash, we're blunt, and we're real, and we're honest, and we're funny, and we're entertaining. That's my style. I think that's the style most people like, even if they won't admit it.
yeah, it's a CPAC crowd right there.
Fucking CPAC. So much potential, such a great thing, but fucking sucks in so many ways. Yeah, so yeah, you should start checking out some Newsmax. But OAN's best person, well, they have two really great people, but their best, in my opinion, is Jack Posobiec, and their second best is Channel Rion. She's the one that goes to the White House press briefings. She's fantastic. I really like her. But
Yeah, I like when I talk to Jack Posobiec. He seems like a genuine guy.
yeah, he's cool. He's just really normal and really cool. I like him.
I like the fact they went on to like basically no-name podcasts. It's really
Yeah.
nice when people of any variety, whether it be politics or anything else, go to do that because it's hard getting started. And it's really nice when we have that. We've been pretty lucky. Like at least early on, we had quite a few guests.
Yeah, when we
And
had a
hopefully,
radio show. And I mean, and that's what I like is like those people can relate. They know the struggle. And I'm not saying these Fox people don't, but like some of them do get handed to them. Like Peter Ducey had it handed to him because his dad worked at Fox. And I like Peter Ducey, but it just tells you it's a different world.
yeah, those people got a fucking silver spoon in their hand from the day they were born.
Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, I hope
Can
Fox.
you guys hear me?
Oh, you're back.
What's
Yeah,
going on?
I'm
Power issues.
technical difficulties.
Sounds like we're still having them.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Newsmax. I do. I'm starting to like it a little bit more now too. I like Blaze TV too, but I mean, there's not all the time, I guess. I mean, I know Daily Wire's trying to come up with I know they're trying to kind of expand their their capabilities too. Yeah, there's a big market. There's a big market for conservatives out there, and Fox News has shown that they're not reliable when it comes to
being actually conservative in 2020.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we were just like looking through the lineup of these channels, but the thing I have with Daily Wire is like I think some of the people there are okay, and I think it's a little strange that Candace is now on there after trashing Ben Shapiro. She's now on working for him, but I just hate Ben Shapiro. I just can't do it. I just can't. Even though he's got some decent people working for him, I just can't. But Blaze TV has Crowder, Levin, Glenn Beck, had Candace Owens, I guess. She's still on here. The Rubin Report's apparently on here. Phil Robertson and Lauren Chen, I really like her. And some other people I've never heard of. But yeah, they have a pretty big lineup.
I never understood that fascination with Phil Robertson. Like, what they just like he portrayed some dude on like Duck Dynasty or something. Isn't that why he's like famous?
Yeah, he was that Duck Dynasty show. He was the star of it, and that show was popular for some reason. I didn't get it. I tried watching it. I'm like, I don't get it. It's like one of those
Well, like
things I really didn't get.
it was during that fucking reality TV craze, and I fucking hate reality TV for the most part. You know, like
Yeah.
they had so many fucking fake reality TV shows, and they're all fucking scripted. You know, the only like reality TV show that's like not really scripted would be like Cops.
Yeah.
But that's
And that's canceled now because of Black Lives Matter.
yeah, and that's fucking stupid.
See, now I want to like, God, I don't know how to do any of this, but like I'd love to. Well, I mean, when I say I don't know how to do it, make it like a big thing, but I love to make like the most like not offensive necessarily, but I guess it would become the most offensive like movie like against the woke mob. Like it would have to be like a buddy cop movie. They'd have to like be pro Trump. Like somebody needs to do that.
Yeah, like we just need like conservative media back. Like we like not just news. We need to have like TV shows, movies. You know, because I mean there are some like you can find a handful of like conservative sort of themed movies out there, but they're pretty few and far in between. You know, and like most of them are from like the fucking 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, conservatives need to come up with their own shit. Like, and I'm wearing this fucking topic out, and people are like, well, you really can't do that because it's like, but I mean, like, we have to. You have to come up with your own shit. Like, we have to come up. Like, I applaud Dan Bongino for actually fucking doing something. Like, that's investing. Like, he's got ownership stakes in both Parler and in Rumble. Like, yeah, like it's like I applaud him. Yeah, can they compete with YouTube or Twitter? We'll see. But at least he's fucking doing something about it. Like I hate when people are like, "Oh man, Twitter, fucking social media, is so evil and all that," and
I'm gonna keep using it.
they shit on conservatives, and then they're still fucking on Twitter. Like, do you not have a Parler account? Do you not have like how about fucking talking on there? How about fucking going on Rumble to share your videos on fucking Rumble? Like, yeah, I mean, it's like you can't eventually going to come to a point where nobody's going to take you seriously. Like, if all you're going to do is bitch and whine and don't do shit, like, eventually people are just going to lose interest in you, and deservedly so. Like,
Well, here's the thing with Parler though. Like they seem like they're actually doing like I see a lot of people going on there. Like I know
yeah.
I first, made my account like months ago, because I got kicked off of Facebook, which I'm finally back. But, like with Parler, my issue with it is it's dog shit like UI, and there's all sorts of technical issues.
Well, yeah, they've got shit that they're making improvements on it too. Like, it's like there's no script for them to be able to compete. Like, they're trying to catch up. Like most of these tech companies, they have their fucking platforms, and a lot of their code is trade secrets, and like, and they're not like, Parler has an uphill climb as far as technologically speaking, but I mean, they can do it. Like, at least they're doing something. Like, I would rather be on a platform that is not that great, not as great as Twitter, but has less bullshit. Like I prefer Parler now. I prefer Parler. I do.
I still can't because it's boring. I mean, it's
getting there. I mean, it's getting there. It's not. But that's how you have to. That's how you have to see it. Like, look, it's not gonna. Yet, like, oh, like this need, it has to be entertaining for me to fucking go on it. Like, no, like it's getting there. Like, it's,
I don't know if it is, and that's the
I
problem.
do.
Is that it's what I've seen happen that's been happening right around the election, a little bit before and accelerate after, is a lot of normal, everyday, average Joe, conservative, right wingers, Trump supporters, anybody on the right is getting banned from Facebook. I know a couple friends. I can think of one, two, maybe three. I'll include you, Alex. Four that have been banned permanently or temporarily from Facebook recently. And what you're seeing happening is what needs to happen. I remember when Milo came on our show, he said, like, we need more banning. We need accelerationism with tech censorship. And I totally agree with him because people, the average person doesn't give a shit about big tech censorship. They don't. And it's because, like any issue, they don't care until it affects them. Once they saw their friends starting to get banned, once they started getting banned from Facebook, they're like, oh, guys, let's go to Parler. Let's go to an alternative. Yeah, we've been telling you this for years. My Parler account, I can bring it up. It's 2 years old. Like, we're all ahead of the curve on this, but we're, more into this stuff than the average person. But the average person is not going to move to these until it affects them. And what's good is, and this could end up being bad, Parler is clearly being funded by somebody. They had a booth at CPAC. They have a lot of big names on here that normally wouldn't give a shit about alternatives that are on it. I mean, there's a lot of people on Parler on the right. The reason I say Parler isn't getting there is because, number one, the UI, it's good. I mean, it's dark mode, which I like, and it's good enough, but it feels like a beta, but it hasn't really changed in a year, maybe more. And when a lot of people start joining it, it crashes and it doesn't work. That is a very beta, I don't mean beta like wimpy, but like beta in terms of software sort of thing that happens. And number three, the biggest thing that is not happening is lefties and most normies are not on here. And Trump is not on here. If you don't have the left on here, it's going to be a boring platform because it's just going to be an echo chamber. And it's good in one sense because you have a place for all the conservatives to be, but that's what's also bad because there's not going to be any culture wars. There's not going to be any back and forth debate. There's not going to be the stuff we saw in like early Twitter, pre-2016, really pre-20, election day of 2016, where you had all the cool people on there duking it out with people and actually start trending and people noticing and people paying attention. That's not happening on Parler. And until the left joins Parler, which I only see happening if Trump gets banned from Twitter and moves to Parler. And even then, I don't know if Parler can handle it. It's not ready. I'm glad it's here, but it is a long way to go. Like, it feels like it's like Twitter feels like the 45-year-old working man he's got his shit together, he's got a house, he's got kids, he's got a car. Parler still feels like a baby. Like, it still feels like a baby. It's probably just entering elementary school.
Well, I think the difference too is like Twitter and Facebook and all these other companies, they are able to go and hire and pay for like people that make 400 grand plus a year for software developers. I have a pretty good suspicion that you're not seeing that same level of investment and quality at these alternatives like Parler, like MeWe, like all this other, like Gab, all these other places. They don't have that same investment because it would fucking bankrupt them.
Yeah. Well, Gab too. They're on some sort of different sort of networker thing. Like Jacob Wall keeps bringing it up that is better for stability that Parler isn't on. And Gab, I hope that dies soon because Gab is it's run by a crazy guy. Like, that guy's got some crazy shit he said.
What
And
happened?
Someone needs to buy. Look, yeah, like someone needs to buy. Like Dissenter is like the coolest shit. Like if Parlor bought Dissenter, that would be fucking cool. Cause like, and then outside of that, that whole fucking that company could probably just fuck off. Um, because really, for as far as I'm concerned, and so some of these other people that are on Gab, it's like Dissenter is probably the coolest thing about Gab. Like,
It was that thing where you can go and like talk on websites.
right, right. It's where you can separatively post shit on like websites or whatever. That's like fucking cool shit, right? But like, but yeah, I mean, it's Gab, but at the end of the day, Dissenter is still connected to Gab, which Gab is like, I mean, it was a good idea, but just you're not. I mean, it was just poorly executed. So
yeah, and I think Minds and Gab are definitely dead. Parlor is the way to go for an alternative social media. It's where
yeah,
everybody's at, and it's got the
yeah,
most big names on there. But until the normies come on, which they're starting to, but like we need to
yeah, they're
see
starting
a
to.
huge acceleration bans on Facebook and Twitter for it to actually matter. And I am so glad to see my friends getting banned on Facebook. I know it sounds terrible. I hope I get banned. I hope everybody gets banned because you need that to happen. And speaking of, did you see Facebook removed the title president from Trump's page on Facebook?
No, I didn't notice that. Now,
Yeah.
did you also see their terms of service update that they did recently?
For Parler or Facebook?
Facebook.
Well, what they do now?
It was like saying that like we can remove you if you cause like a legal liability to the company or something. There was some weird wording in
Yeah,
there.
that's their 230
I was
because
gonna
they're
say that sounds like 230 lawyers speak.
yeah, that's because they're I think they're actively saying that yeah, we're fuck you guys, we're a publisher now. So like they've acknowledged I think that they're a publisher with those terms of
Good.
service.
Get fucked.
I mean they'll have legal ways around that shit. I mean, that's not.
No, that's great because then you can have like any copyright holder that has their shit published there. If they're, and it gets allowed to be played, like you see all those fucking SpongeBob like streams and shit like that. Like Viacom can go and sue the shit out of them.
Take them down. That's what we need. That's what I'm saying. I think government regulation, I'm convinced, government action is not going to work because it's not going to happen quick enough. We need people to sue big tech and bankrupt them. Get them out. Drain them, burn them down. That, I think, is the best thing now. Get that shit going. And it doesn't need to be over censorship. Like, I think the false path conservatives are taking is that, oh, we need to sue big tech for censorship. No, 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 no. The bipartisan thing is like privacy, data, copyrights. Get the things where you can get the big money involved, get the big corporations to sue their asses.
Yeah, as long as they're considered a publisher, then I would definitely, then they're going to be gone within like a fucking week if they actually lose that protection, or else, even with their AI, there's going to be issues with it.
Yeah. Did you see too? I posted this in the news section. Did you see Jacob Wall and Jack Berkman's mugshots?
Yeah, I saw that. That's funny as shit.
Yeah, the previous one Jacob did, he was like grinning, and then this one Jack's like giving like a Joker laugh. Yes.
Oh, I loved when we had him on.
I love how Gavin McGinnis was like, he replied to that and he goes, only at censor.tv, are your hosts late because they're in jail. It's funny. Yeah, I love these guys.
Like, honestly, they need to go and start consolidating with all these fucking like tech offshoots. These like all tech companies. Like, they need to go and have some company, like a conservative company, buy them out, take the best parts, like the dissenter from Gab and all this other stuff, and like form it into like a couple apps.
Well, that's what Jacob has been saying. I'm gonna try and find his post, but he's been saying like we need the servers from Gab and the service from Parler mushed together, and you'd have the best of both worlds all in one. And that's what I do like about Parler is it's finally consolidating things. I remember when I first joined it, I saw Candace Owens advertising. She says it's gonna be the next big thing. I'm like, it's interesting she's saying that and how she's so confident in it. This sounds like some different. I joined it.
It's getting big. It is getting big though. Like Parler is starting to get big. Like I was looking at something. I think Dinesh D'Souza now has 2 million followers on fucking Parler,
Really?
which is nuts. Yes.
Well, here's my thing with Parler though. It's like a Twitter alternative, right?
Yeah.
So then we still need a Facebook alternative that's like decent. So I mean, I use Facebook way more than I use Twitter. There's only so much you can get done in like 128 words or whatever.
240.
Whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, but the thing is, for politics, the action really happens on Twitter. Like Facebook, and I personally, I don't like Facebook as a company, but I just don't like Facebook in general. I only go on there to see what my friends are doing and to post any cool shit I'm doing, which is rare. Not saying I don't do cool things, but like I just don't like sharing shit. Facebook is I just don't like it. I really don't like it, and there's like a lot of fake shit that gets spread on there. I like Twitter the most. Of all these platforms, Twitter's still king for me.
Well, here's the thing with Facebook though, is like you can go and make like I love the fucking groups in there. Like that's my favorite part of Facebook.
That's
like I don't
true.
really post regular shit, but like to the fucking groups, you can find groups of people. Like the Messenger app is in itself pretty nice. I mean, I've been using Discord more now, but if I want to reach out to someone, and just the fact that you can, it's almost like a yearbook sort of thing, or like a contact list by name of all these people that I do know. If I want to go and reach out to someone, if someone has a birthday, like Twitter, I just don't fucking use it because, I just don't really see the appeal. Like you go and just start like you just go and talk on there, but then you can get kicked off for all the stupid reasons. And
well, what I like about Twitter too is that it is the place for if you want to find what somebody is saying, you go there. If you want to find out what Donald Trump is saying, you go to Twitter. If you want to find out what Lady Gaga is saying, you go to Twitter. Like it is the place where everybody is talking. It is like the public square, even though the company sucks.
I could just go to Facebook though and see what they post. Like, because usually they just post what they say on Twitter there. Like Donald Trump's Facebook page usually has like whatever tweet, like he'll post it on there as well.
It does, but there are a lot of like celebrities that will only use Twitter and not use Parler. Or I mean, well, none of them use Parler, but won't use Facebook. The one celebrity that does use Parler, I need to point this out because I don't know why nobody else is talking about it. Let me find it. Gina Carano, if I'm pronouncing her name right. She is one of the stars on The Mandalorian. She plays the woman on The Mandalorian that's like the bounty hunter type person. I forget what exactly she was. I just remember she was cool and she helped The Mandalorian. When I saw this, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this. I've seen some of her Twitter posts before, and she seems conservative, but she said, you can join me over at Parler app. And I'm like, what? No way. She's on Parler. And I like retweet it. I'm like, I said like her character's name, like she's a Trump supporter. Like, absolutely 100%. You see the shit she posts? I'm like, I can't believe she still has jobs in Hollywood. Like, she was mocking Democrats and all kinds of shit. I'm like, yes. That's what we need.
Yeah. Well, I think, apart from just the social media, I think we really do need to start consolidating with like the YouTube alternatives too. Like I think you mentioned like Buzzer or something, or Phil, what was the name of that
Rumble.
one? Rumble, yeah. Like I know like BitChute's been out there for a while. I'm not really sure what Bumble's sort of shtick is, but
well, you have, I mean, in terms of video, you have Band.video for InfoWars, you have Censor.tv for Gavin and all those people, and you have BitChute, which is kind of like a YouTube alternative, but it's shit, And you have Rumble, which seems pretty good, except it doesn't have live stream, which is a big thing. And then you have D Live. Like, let's not forget, D Live is a Twitch alternative. It's probably the most successful video, if you want to include streaming and video alternative to the big tech.
Is D Live even really like alt tech though?
Oh yeah, they're the little guy.
Did they like allow conservatives on there?
Here's the thing with that. They mostly do. Like, their line's a bit weird. So, on the one hand, they have Nick Fuentes and all the Groypers on there, and they're still streaming, but they banned Alex Jones.
Yeah, see, I don't like that.
I don't either. I don't trust them. That's bad. But it is better than Twitch, and it's better than YouTube in some ways.
Well, I've seen with BitChute, like, who is that? Sticks Hexenhammer. He's I think, one of their better ones on there. I think he's doing really good on there. And I know a lot of gun YouTubers are starting to move to BitChute recently, too, because of some of YouTube's, like, arbitrary and frankly stupid, rules about that. Like, I do like BitChute. It's not perfect. It's still... It's still in its infants. Like, I mean, it doesn't have the bandwidth of YouTube, and you're not going to. Cause honestly, I don't even think YouTube even makes a profit. So it's going to be a tough thing to really do.
You really need to tap into. You need to tap into advertising, which Rumble kind of does. Rumble kind of does. I'm not sure specifically the broadness of their monetization policy, but you're going to need, like, if you're going to compete with YouTube, you have to have some sort of monetization policy.
Yes, you're 100% right.
You're not gonna compete if it's just like well, fuck it, we'll just do a subscription service or some shit like that. It's not, that shit ain't gonna fucking fly. Like, you need a legit monetization policy that competes, and it's gonna be hard because YouTube's part of Alphabet. I mean, and like,
well, the way that YouTube, I think Google just almost runs it at a loss right now.
Yeah. They're taking that. They're willfully taking that loss, so there's no other competitor like that. It's kind of like Amazon. Like, Amazon itself isn't really making money. Like, the Amazon website isn't really making money. It's the AWS is fucking killing it.
Yeah.
And like,
I think that they are making money now. Like, it took them a while. They did, especially right now, they're incredible. Like, they have got to the point where it is good now, but it took them a while. Same thing with like Google. I think it took them like 10 years to make their first, in the green. But once you do get there, it becomes exponentially, easy to make money. Like Twitter, like it took them a while to make money on Twitter too, but like now they're actually doing pretty well, I think. But I don't know, like Twitter.
Well, a lot of that, there's other money going into these websites too. Like, that's the way that they're making money now is much more like there's a lot more dirty money going into fucking these other sites versus what it used to be.
But I think if they want to make money, what you could do, like for you'd have to like almost have that service be bundled with like another service, like have Parler do a fucking decent video thing, and then they can kind of like merge them both together, so you can like carry over your advertiser stuff.
You're not going to be, I mean, really, it's going to be tough creating something that actually, because you're going to require the cost of creating a site like that are high, incredibly high. So you're going to,
well, also, who's going to want to add, like, your pool of advertisers is going to be extremely limited. Yes, there's going to be people like gun companies and
pharmaceuticals.
YouTube
Raid
can get
chat.
away with it. YouTube can get away with it because they already have the infrastructure in place.
Well, yeah, they're run by
They already have like large server infrastructures in place, like with the like with Google Cloud, with all that. Like there's a lot. There's a lot that they already have. Like it's going to be tough for somebody like Rumble to compete with them on that scale right now. And they have the ad. Google has the advertising. They have the AdSense already in place, which is a big one too.
Well, I think that's how they make their money off of YouTube, because
it's advertising, yeah. But I mean, you have to, like, that's part of your that's good that's part of the monetization policy. Like you have to be able to advertise in order to have a real legitimate monetization policy. And Google already has all of those things, like, and they have them run them incredibly well. So it's going to take it's going to take a little bit of time if you're trying to compete on that scale, like, or even just be remotely competitive.
Well, and keep in mind too, like, this is always the thing I always bring up, is that these alternatives are great to have, but even like, consider if you're banned from the mainstream platforms, you're losing most of your audience. Look at Dave Rubin. So Dave Rubin on YouTube has 1.4 million subscribers, 1.44. It's basically 1.5 million subscribers. On BitChute, which has a shitty UI, and compared to YouTube, when I look at it, it makes me not want to use it. He has only 15,000 subscribers. That is so small compared to what he has on YouTube. Why would he switch to an alternative? And that's the inevitable problem. Sticks Hexenhammer does better than most. He definitely does better than most. On YouTube, he has 476,000 subscribers, basically 500,000. But still, you go to BitChute, he's only got like a fifth of that. He's got 107,000, which is better than most people on BitChute, but that's still not good. You're still losing most of your audience. And
I think what you need to do, though, is, like, if you want to get people to go onto your BitChute, you need to go and, like, you can simulcast, but you need to do exclusives for that platform.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, you need to do exclusive. You need to give them a reason. That's the thing, is nobody has a incentive to move to alternatives, and that's the biggest hurdle. And it's like also the incentives and the network effect. Like, when I go on YouTube, I have Lions Tech Tips, Jay's 2 Cents, CinemaSins, Keemstar, all these other people. They're non-political, because most people don't make all their YouTube life about politics. So when it's getting split off like that, it's people like staying in one place to view everything, and it just makes it's such a bad problem.
Yeah, so how do we fix this network effect?
You have to destroy big tech.
You have to continue stabbing. Well, real. I mean, and this is something that I break away from a lot of conservatives on. I feel like I've felt like this from the very beginning. We need some sort of internet bill of rights. We do.
I don't think it's going to happen. That's what I'm saying. Because the government's bought and paid for by big tech. So my recent conclusion is that, well, government's not going to do anything. They're too stupid, too slow, and too shilly. It's just not going to happen. So, I mean, I hope it happens. Don't get me wrong. I'd still push for it.
There's ways they can. It's by bankrupting it, and it's getting close. Like, I heard that, like, Facebook was considering, because of GDPR, like, getting out of the EU.
Well, that's what I hope. I hope we bankrupt big tech and destroy them. I think it's the only thing. And then if conservatives are ready, which I hope that's what Parler can kind of set them. So what I hope is the alternatives can be ready for when big tech fails to swoop up and bring the normies over. I hope that's what they can do. But, that's a hard thing to do when you're framed as the evil conservative social media network, when right now it's big tech has got a big grapple on everything, and you gotta destroy them, or else you're screwed. I mean, the network effect cannot be broken unless the network is broken. I think is the best way to put it. So
Well,
sue Google, sue Facebook, sue Twitter, sue them all.
well, I think we have this. Who's that? Javen Ho said so many biased people on Twitter. But no, I think what we need to go and do too is we need to get people, who are your software developers to go and start looking at these companies. Like we need to go and because I can tell you probably a lot of people out of fucking California ain't gonna be wanting to work with these companies. Like, if you're conservative and you're still in college and you're not sure what you want to do in college, get a fucking tech degree because we need to have people running this. And a lot of these leftists would never, like, even if they got paid good money, would not work for a company that is so far like is conservative. So that's the other thing too. It's like we need to start developing like a right wing Silicon Valley.
Yeah, you need to infiltrate them too, you know. That's for like there are people like me, they're like I can't stay quiet, like I can't keep my mouth shut about these things, but you need people that can work their way up in the system, and then when they get to the top, be like, "Oh, by the way, we're bringing Milo back on this platform. We're bringing Alex Jones back." And the whole company loses its shit.
Well, that's the other way too around that. Investors, even if you're not into tech, conservatives, we need to go and start trying to go and consolidate wealth, and then fucking buy a majority share, like start to get majority shares in these companies. Start pulling your investments together, create like a fucking right wing like a holding company or something, or like investment company, and do a hostile takeover of these fucking companies. Just buy a majority of their shares and start changing their policies. Like you'd have to start like with one pre-load the totem pole at first, but once you get enough shares, you can basically like fuck over. Like you can get a different CEO, and then you can start like if you have a majority, you can pretty much do whatever the hell you want.
So buy out big tech.
Yeah, that's an option. Like you'd have to like Twitter would probably be the first one because I think they're not doing like compared to all the other ones, they're not nearly as profitable. So that would be an option too for if we can't get enough people into tech on the right wing conservative side,
Yeah.
would be to you know get involved there. Like I know who was that one guy that Trump worked with. It was like,
Oh, you're thinking of a Peter Thiel?
I don't think it was just like one dude that like I think he had on somewhere for a little bit. It was a friend of his, and he would like basically do hostile takeovers of companies all the time.
Yo, who is this guy?
I forget, but he was like pretty famous for fucking over companies like that.
You're not thinking of Scaramucci, are you?
No, 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 no. It was like he was a big like New York like investment person.
Carl Icahn, maybe?
Yeah, that's who it was.
Yes.
You need more people like that, but like super right wing.
Yes.
Just start taking. It doesn't have to be just big tech. Like do with like just pull a bunch of wealth together, form that like investment company, and then just start having fun.
Well, when you say other things, like, did you see shit like Ubisoft, which makes Assassin's Creed? I forget what it was. I'm gonna find it, but there was some controversy where they used like one word that somebody thought was ableist, and they fucking apologized for it.
What?
Yeah, it's about fucking Vikings too.
That's so fucking stupid. I remember when I was in the debate club, like I got yelled at for saying crazy because that was an ableist term. That was my last day. I went there, just fucking walked out after that. I was like, fuck this, I'm done. This is one of the most stupid fucking things out there.
It's just saying crazy is ableist.
Yeah, I was with like Harry at that time. I like walked out, had a cigarette, and just like left.
Dude, I wish. See, that's our lost episode. Like, if we were to ever like, like when TV shows have like their lost episodes, like our legit lost episode was the one with Harry.
I'm on my Facebook back. I have to go and talk to him. I'll see if I can get him on another time.
Yes.
We can redo that shit.
Yeah, I'm finding the tweet right now, and I'm gonna pull it up. But like, it was pretty cocky. Oh, I found it. Oh my god, this shit is bad. So I'll put it up on the screen here for the people to see. But I like Assassin's Creed, but obviously it's fucking like Gamergate 2.0 here, more SJWs in gaming. So this person with, oh god, so Courtney Craven, I don't know if that's their real name. So their profile picture, is that even a girl? It's like a person thing with a mohawk that's it's a rainbow mohawk. Okay, it's multicolored mohawk with a dog.
Oh God.
And they said, I didn't include this in my hashtag Assassin's Creed Valhalla impressions piece, but it's equally important to address. This is a character description in the game. It's absolutely unacceptable to talk about facial differences this way. Writers for games and otherwise need to do better. And this is what it says. Horribly burned in a childhood accident. Error Forwin is terrified someone will see her disfigured face. She relieves her fury with bursts of violence. That's what I'm talking about. But
the fuck? What's wrong? So you like
disfigured
that
is the
person
wrong word.
legitimately has a disfigured face. Like, what else are you supposed to say? The person with a face that was
Burnt to a crisp.
oh my God. Did she, maybe they wanted to say chip because they're from English or something?
Well, this is what Assassin's Creed said. They said, "Thank you so much for pointing this out. We apologize for unintentionally reinforcing ableism through this language. We will remove this language in an upcoming update." So they're gonna make a whole fucking update where they're gonna remove this term.
Her face was screwed up. Her face was burnt and it just removed disfigured.
It was differently formed.
Scarred. Involuntarily adjusted.
Sir Lazy Cat replies, "Yeah."
Like, it defeats the whole purpose. Like, you can have a
what?
Like, you can have a face that's fucked up like that. It doesn't have to be like. I don't even see how that's a fucking ableist thing. Like, that's a legitimate tragedy. There's a reason why people have facial reconstructive surgery nowadays, because you know what a disfigured face looks like.
Wouldn't that be badass to, like, in the time of Vikings though? Like,
yeah.
to have a disfigured face, you'd be like, "Oh yeah, you've probably seen some shit."
Yeah, then you see their rainbow mohawk, and it's like,
Sir Lazy Cat replies, "Yeah, I think Ivor losing his parents and then set on out to avenge them was disrespectful to all the people who lost their parents because this implies that they are all revengeful and hate persons and unable to forgive."
Oh my God, I think that was a troll.
It is a troll, I know. And it deserves a like. Oh God. The Donald says, "Well, I guess I was gonna buy this one, guess not."
Yeah, fuck Ubisoft, man. Like, they've really gone downhill. Like, I can't stand that. That's so, so out of the realm of what ordinary people say and do.
I know.
It's like, it'd be one thing if, like, they called him, like, oh, this person was a pansy or something, or, other words you can't see on YouTube, but, like, saying that this person has a disfigured face and saying that's, like, ableist. Yeah, that's a new one.
People are having fun in the comments. Like, one person, Donception, says, "May as well remove all the killing while you guys are at it."
Yeah, it's violence. Especially if it's if there's a woman they have to go and kill, it's violence against women.
God, another person says, "I'm not blonde and I feel excluded and offended. Can you please remove all the blondes from the game? Thank you very much for helping us to be visible."
Make everyone black.
No, make them all blonde-haired and blue-eyed.
Oh my God, make everyone red-haired because they're the most fucking rarest fucking one. They get discriminated against all the time. Like, let's be real, fucking redheads.
Oh, this is good. This one says, "How long until you can't kill people in Assassin's Creed game because it, quote, unintentionally reinforces violence? Or change the name of the game because assassin is a bad thing? There's too much." Another person says, "There's too ass in assassin." And as someone with no ass, I'm darn triggered.
Yeah, like, it's getting ridiculous. Like at some point, they're gonna keep going following this fucking rabbit hole. It's gonna be a walking simulator.
Yes.
Yeah, like all you're gonna do is walk around and like jump onto buildings. But wait, you can't do that because that's
That's ableism.
yeah, they make people in wheelchairs feel pretty fucking bad. So you'd have to go around in a fucking wheelchair, like ancient Greece or something. Just go and stroll around like a fucking like stone wheelchair. Instead of tapping people, you go and
you tone police them.
yeah, you go and find the people who are racist, and you go and like hit them with your wheelchair.
Well, meanwhile, in another game though, in Cyberpunk 2077, there's some of their customization has been revealed. And not only is this game like crazy detail in many ways, but like you can customize, apparently they're saying you can now customize your teeth and nail length, but also you can customize your genitalia size.
Yeah, my brother told me about that a while ago.
So you can make like some fucking Chad, you know, he's like big
Like a
teeth.
12-foot dick.
Oh,
Although by the time that game comes out, you'll probably have your computer built.
Dude, my computer will be fucking like out of date by the time this game comes out.
It'll be 2077 by the time the fucking game comes out.
Well, that's why they put in the title. They were telling people the release date. You know, they're teasing it. I mean, that's been a running joke with this game. They're like, yeah, it's probably not gonna come out till 2077, isn't it?
Yeah, see, that's what happens. Like, I do like smaller publishers because I fucking hate the big ones. But like, that's the risk you have because these people obviously, they probably bit off more than they could chew, and they were a little bit overly ambitious.
They were
And then
extremely ambitious with this game.
Well, and they've released like 9 different versions of the fucking game. Like, I would have just done it for the new consoles, honestly.
Well, and they also too, like, what's really crazy about this game, to me this is the craziest level of like detail other than all this stuff. There's two things. Number one, unlike with like GTA, every single building you can go inside and interact with, every single one, and every single NPC. So for all you non-gamers out there, it's the characters in the game that you're not playing as.
CNN reporters.
Yes. Every single CNN reporter in this game, aka NPC, has a backstory, has a life that they're living, and they're living like an actual character in the game. Like they have a birth to death, like whole story, plan, everything. For every fucking character.
I think they've done that, but like there's been other games with that before. Like I'm pretty
But not
sure.
this scale.
Like you mentioned GTA did a lot of that. Elder Scrolls.
It's wild. It's gonna be a wild game. I hope, because there's a chance like it disappoints, but cause they've hyped the shit out of it. But
I mean, I bought some investment in that company, so
I love that company.
You haven't even played any of their games. You haven't even played The Witcher yet.
Yeah, but I still love it.
But you don't know if you do. Like it's like especially like play the first two. The first one's in order.
Yeah, I hear they're not that great.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I actually did like the second one, but it was basically a fucking demo-sized game.
The reason I say I love the company is because, yeah, even though I haven't played their games, like I've heard really good things, and I bet I'm gonna enjoy their games. I just love the idea of any outsider thing, like any like, not necessarily like an underdog. I mean, they are basically an underdog, but they're, like you said, they're not like the big guys, but they're still doing cool shit and they're still doing innovation. It's like the Tesla of video games.
It's not like the other girls.
There's something else I was gonna mention. I think had to do with video games. I'm already forgetting what it was, but
You want to talk about your new gaming computer? You're gonna
oh, do
build?
we have to talk about that?
Yeah, I mean that seems like you can even make your own like little series.
Dear Diary.
Announce that to the world.
Announce
go
it
and
to the
shout
world.
out mountains.
Yeah,
Talk about your new experience.
My PC diary.
Yeah, doing the gaming computer.
So after somebody peer pressured me indirectly into something, which he never does with anything I do. I finally said, all right, I have the money. It's a great time to make a gaming PC. And I mean, I've been thinking about it a little bit, like considering it. But once you start talking me into it, Alex, I was like, yeah, it's not a bad idea. Like, I do want to play Cyberpunk. I do want to play all these games I bought. Like, I'm out of college. I have money. Why not? It's, you only live once. Why not? So, as you can see on the screen here, this is my build so far. The only thing that might change is the power supply, because I've been hearing some things not so promising about that power supply. I hear it's a very good power supply, but I hear the cables are too stiff. So I might look in. I'm gonna research power supplies more after this, but we're looking at an AMD Ryzen 5900X, which is a 3.7 gigahertz 12-core processor, future fucking proof to the max. Well, not to the max, not fucking Threadripper or anything like that, but it's really good. Should last me 10 years. That's what I'm trying to do here. Is like if you're gonna put money down a PC, I think it's stupid not to put it down to last, because you're just gonna spend more money. And then MSI X570 Tomahawk Wi-Fi motherboard, one of the best motherboards out there at a very affordable price. It says 300 there, but it's actually only around 200. It's being marked up because it's on the Amazon Marketplace. The Patriot Viper Steel, 16 gigabytes, DDR4, 4000 memory. You talked me into getting faster memory, Alex, and I did. So that's pretty affordable for that. And a Samsung 1TB SSD, NVMe, Seagate 4TB hard drive, and I currently have the Corsair RMX 850 watt 80 plus gold power supply, because that should be plenty enough power for a PowerNet NVIDIA GeForce RTX 380 graphics card, and the Fractal Design Meshify case. I'm learning a lot. I will say that it's a good learning experience. I did not want to just buy a PC already built for me. I wanted to build it myself, because I like doing some things like that.
Don't fucking buy those, especially from like fucking CyberPower PC. The system integrators, man, they fuck you over. But the one good thing is, I think they actually do have those 3080s in supply. That's but that's a very niche issue for right now.
Yeah, as people can see on here, literally my the graphics, the GPU, the CPU, and the motherboard are all sold out everywhere. It's insane. Like, really insane. Like, this is like the best. This is a very solid build. Even like Jay's 2 cents, Lines Tech Tips, and Paul's Hardware have recommended a lot of these parts. Paul's Hardware had a very similar build that was recommending. He literally made a video saying this is the best PC that you can't get right now. And that's where we're at.
Yeah, I think it'll be pretty badass once it comes out.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I'm not a PC guy. Probably after this, I still won't be. I will only use it for gaming, probably, and maybe some other heavy tasks.
You will be able to do, yeah. You're gonna be able to do with the streaming and with the with all that shit. You will be able to do much better video rendering on that than any Macintosh, like outside of their like
the Mac Pro.
Like the fucking server thing that's overpriced.
It's not a server thing. It is kind of overpriced, but
even then, it'll probably still be better unless you paid like the $20,000 version.
Yeah, well, look, I am excited for when I get a new MacBook Pro, because those are way higher spec than the one I have now. 8 cores, a CPU and GPU, faster memory, faster SSD, better screen. I can't wait for that. Longer battery life, 20-hour battery with their new M1 chip, their Apple Silicon M1 chip. Really excited for that. But I'm excited for this thing because I will finally have a solid streaming thing. And I'm not going to reveal my trade secrets to the world here of what we have planned, but follow Uncensored America. That's all I'm going to say. Go on Twitter, go on Facebook, YouTube, everywhere I have accounts up. Follow Uncensored America, because we might have some really cool stuff that we're going to be utilizing this for. I see this as an investment. It's not just a fun thing. It's an investment. It's something I'm going to use, hopefully, to fight some culture wars.
Oh, yeah, man. Fight some culture wars and Do some game streaming, some real big boy game shit.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like one thing I'll say, and I'm not really copying the Groypers on this, and I'm gonna get accused for that, but like, conservatives should like fucking shoot the shit on video games. Like, I don't know why that's not a thing. Like, Charlie Kirk would be a million times cooler if he was at night firing up Call of Duty and shooting the shit with people online. He'd be a million times cooler, but he doesn't want to do it. I don't know if he knows what Call of Duty is, to be honest. But I'm telling you, it'd be a fun thing to do. So we hope to do it.
Yeah, that'd be pretty badass. You're gonna have to do fucking build video. You're gonna have to go and do like a vlog, vlog that shit.
Vlog that shit. Oh god.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool. Some content, like that's the other thing too. Now, like as of like an hour ago, you should have some more spare time.
Yeah, my job has ended. I just realized that. Yeah, my job is over. My campaign job is no more. So, and that's why I was thinking of doing this, because I have some money. I wanna get back into gaming, because I think it's a great time to get back into it with some exciting games coming out. Finally, some exciting ones. And I think video games, and specifically streaming, like, has just blown up. I know Jay's 2 cents was saying at Microsoft he's never seen as many people interested in PCs, buying PCs. I think COVID's a part of that. It's like people are looking for something to do, and that's kind of why I got into Minecraft more. But I think it's like, we saw this in Gamergate. Like, it's just a great, it's such a like, I don't want to say underrated, like underthought of, like, medium to connect with people, have fun with some cool people.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It's not enough people fucking do it. That's the thing. Like, not enough like political people do it. Like, I think the only person politically who did one was like fucking AOC. I think she did the suspect one.
Yeah, and look, and we talked about this. Like, when I saw that, and maybe that subconsciously made me like want to get a gaming PC more, was like, I'm seeing that, I'm like, that's so fucking smart. That's so good. Like, if we had Trump like doing weekly Twitch streams, be the coolest shit
Trump
ever.
I don't work with him, but I think for like another conservative who's like not like that wouldn't work with Trump.
Yeah, no, I know it's not his thing, and it kind of really doesn't fit his brand. But like a younger up and coming conservative, and AOC, like, I don't care what people say about her. She is very smart with social media and connecting people online. That shit's so cool. I'm sorry, it makes me like her more, and I don't like her at all. I have mild respect for her, but that sort of stuff makes you like them more. So I think it'd be cool if we can kind of build a conservative gaming culture.
Right-wing gaming network.
Yes, right-wing gaming squad.
That's what we need to fucking do.
I mean, it's a very populist thing too. Like, we're all about this populism. Like, gaming is like something that's super relatable. It's super of the people. And I think we could have a lot of cool shit with it. There's a lot of fun stuff you could do. And a lot of these like people like PewDiePie is like, he's a gamer, and he's
that's how he started, isn't he? And that's mostly what he does.
Yeah, and he's not conservative, but he is anti-PC. He is pro-fun. He's kind of an ally,
Yeah, that's how Leafy started too. Like, he was with the Minecraft servers.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a great market to be in. Sargon plays games. Like, it's great. I think we could have some real fun with this. So that's what I'm saying. This is not just a fun thing. Like, I would probably get a little tired of video games, and at my point in my life, it was just a fun thing.
What's this in the chat? There's some conspiracy theories.
Oh, we have some conspiracies brewing. Let's go. Hogmob says, check out the video, quote, 24 proves Donald Trump is the Antichrist by Brother James Key, proven with Bible scripture.
I don't know about that.
That's the hot takes for today.
Yeah, that's an interesting statement right there.
I mean, we all do joke he is God Emperor Trump, but I don't think anybody's calling Antichrist Trump just yet.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he just kind of stays in there. And like, I don't care, man. I just want to see fucking God Emperor Trump.
Yes.
Democracy's overrated.
I like democracy. I know I'm gonna get a little shit from the authoritarian right now. I like I like republics. Let me rephrase that. I like republics. Okay, I'm searching this on YouTube and it's not coming up.
You probably have to go to like,
Oh wait, I found it.
It's probably about the Middle East stuff. I have a feeling it's gonna be about that because there was some stuff in Revelations I haven't gotten there in the Bible. I just finished up another book the other day. I don't know if you ever read like Brent Weeks. It was like.
Oh, you're reading books too?
I read it like I don't know, man. I did. I read book like I read that book. It was like almost 1,000 pages, so it was taking me a little while to finish it. But and there was like part of a 5-book anthology, so that took me a real fucking long time to finish reading all those books. But I finally did. It's a good book. I like that author. It was fantasy.
Okay, this fucking video that this person recommended. First of all, it's 1 year old, but it's in 480p and it's 3x4 on YouTube in 2020.
It's probably made by like some like Bible like counselor or something on their like 2,000-year-old computer.
Well, in the video too, I'll DM it to you. The guy when he's talking has some weird ass filter on it that's like looks like a fucking like one of those Apple photo booth like filters that's supposed to be like, oh, this is like a comic book.
Oh, let's read this. Oh God. Going down the rabbit hole, it's to a fucking
I bet there are Q people following this too. I'm sorry, like I'm not a religious person and I like Christianity, but like this sort of stuff is what turns people off from religion.
I love conspiracy theories. Oh my God, he's using like Windows Movie Maker.
See what I mean?
Oh my God.
That's some movie maker tax.
Let's get this guy on here. Let's start. Let's do this.
Yes,
like
actually. Who's the person comment? This Hogmob. If you know this person, this brother James Key, and you can get him on the show, like we'd like to talk to him.
It's like the Willard Preacher had a YouTube channel.
Yes. Yo, we should get the Willard Preacher to do like Twitch streams with us. Let's see if he's a gamer.
I don't think he would into that. Or he get like kicked out for like saying God hates gay people or something.
We'd get demonetized and banned in one like fucking swoop at that night.
Man, the Willard Preacher be something else.
Yo, we should get him on. Yo, with Uncensored America, like when we do like speaking events, we should like fucking like get him to tour the country.
Yes. Oh my God, that'd be funny. That'd be funny. He's something like I give that guy a lot of credit.
He's got balls, dude.
He says like he can make you laugh. Like at one time about like lesbians, he was like, what do they use their vaginas for? They like hide stuff in there, like secrets. There's some weird stuff.
I remember the one time when he was just like talking about sex. He's like, if you can't get laid here, you can't get laid anywhere.
He said it was easier to get pussy at like Penn State than it is to get like fresh, like real orange juice. I mean, not wrong. We didn't say pussy. Like it's easier to have sex at Penn State than to get fresh orange juice over here.
He said something too about like mammals and whales. I have it written down somewhere. It's so funny. He's like, the difference between us and mammals. Like said something like that. It was just like fucking funny.
He needs to live stream that, like his like daily things.
Dude, somebody should. Like he'd be the biggest like streamer in like fucking Pennsylvania.
You'd have to put that on like BitChute because he does use a lot of homophobic language.
He uses a lot of biblical language, you mean?
Yeah, I don't think YouTube would be very kind on that, or it'd be like demonetized to shit.
No, have him like stream the D live.
What's this?
We should Google. Let me Google the Willard Preacher and see what comes up. Let's get off my PC build, my expensive PC build. And hopefully it's under 2,000. That's the fucking goal. Let's see. Who is the Willard Preacher preaching to? The people. That's who he's preaching to.
It's on post that.
What?
It's on post that.
That was a Collegian article.
Why is it showing this bullshit? The AP has called the presidential race for Joe Biden. See more on Google. No, fuck you.
Fuck off. Get that out.
Yeah,
we haven't called on real news. We have not.
We don't call it. Yeah, it ain't fucking happening, buddy.
Yo,
this is off YouTube. Susan Wojcicki, you can go and not screw with us, please.
Oh, speaking of Susan Wojcicki screwing with people, Tim Pool had Alex Jones on a couple days ago, and he unlisted the video, and then like less than 24 hours, YouTube removed the video.
I think it's on BitChute.
Well, here's what happened. So there was a part where Alex Jones said something that Tim also misinterpreted, and YouTube supposedly misinterpreted as Alex. They thought Alex said that he wanted firing squads on Bill Gates. He didn't say that. He was being sarcastic because he was talking about, if you look at the full context, he was saying Bill Gates, and this is true, you can look this up, as he says, Bill Gates was funding these polio vaccine and other vaccines that actually had 80% fatality rates or something crazy. They were hurting people that took them, Muslims that were taking these vaccines. So he was saying oh, Bill Gates is unleashing firing squads on people. And so he then said we need what did he say? He said something we need firing squads. I agree with Bill Gates. And it's obviously sarcastic. And he says right afterwards, I'm being sarcastic. And Tim goes, you can't say that. And Alex I'm being sarcastic. But they misinterpreted as him saying he wanted firing squads on Bill Gates.
That's funny.
So, yeah. So there's going to be an interesting battle with that. There's a video from Onward State says Willard Preacher on Jesus is King. That's the fucking Kanye album.
Is he on it?
No. He's saying his opinion on it.
Oh, I've been that'd been pretty cool if Willard Preacher was actually on that album. Not gonna lie.
He likes it.
Oh, you think the Willard Preacher's not gonna like an album that says Jesus is King? Although, I guess it would depend on which denomination. Cause I think he's Russian or Greek Orthodox or something, and doesn't really like the Catholics very much.
He always has that same fucking red hoodie. Oh my god, this is funny. They played lyrics and they had him have his take on it, if it was accurate, if he liked it. Oh
my god, is his mask something really funny?
Oh my god, what's his mask?
I wonder if he has a mask that says God doesn't like gay people or something, or you're going to hell.
Or fuck fags.
Oh my god.
He would do something like that.
Yeah,
I see his mask. I see it. And by the way, we have no problem with gay people. Just throwing that out there, YouTube.
Yeah, that was what the Willard Preacher would say, because he does
not like gay people. And I disagree with him on that.
He says gay people burn in hell multiple times a day for probably the last 30 years. So,
Well, I'm on his there's a Collegian article from late October. Oh yeah, it's a few days ago, a few weeks ago. He has a tan, one of those neck mask things. I'll send this shit to you. One of those.
Gator.
What?
A gator.
Is that what they call it?
I think that's what they call it. Yeah, it's the one that's actually worse than not wearing a mask at all.
He would.
I mean, that's what a lot of runners use.
It says Cattell, 63, often preaches about abortion, homosexuality, and drunkenness. It sounds about right.
I mean, that's a pretty common thing over here. I wonder how how many abortions happen at like as a result of sorority girl behavior?
Yeah.
I'd be interested in that. 'Cause I'm pretty sure they're probably like they probably send all their like, oh my god. If there was like a Planned Parenthood state college, they're probably the ones funding it, just with all
Yes.
their fucking usage of it. 'Cause they're a very interesting bunch of people.
Oh yeah. I've
Your
had some
sorority.
run-ins with the Planned Parenthood people from Penn State. Not in the way you're thinking. No, I didn't get any abortions. We've run
Well,
into them protesting on campus, and they kicked us out. They tried to kick us out of one of their meetings, which was funny.
isn't that like a government funded organization?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think they can kick you out. Like just like unless you disrupt it or
Well, and
something.
the more important thing is that these were public classrooms, and the meeting was put on 25 Live, and they said it was open to the general public. They advertised it so people could come in, but they just didn't want us in because we were conservative.
Yes, yes. And then wasn't like not even Planned Parenthood. There was like Next Gen.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing is that Planned Parenthood booked the room, but it was a meeting for Next Gen,
Yeah,
which
you should report that. 'Cause that's violating the terms of service. I think at 25 Live.
yeah, I don't know how that worked because I know when I was trying to make Uncensored America and I was running into some hurdles, I thought, what if we made it an outside organization? Could we book shit still? And they told us, no, you can't book any rooms as an outside organization, which I don't know how others get the exemption for that because I know there are other outside groups that had been able to, but we, had to deal with that mess. And then, um, oh fuck, what was I gonna say? I'm losing my oh, the funniest thing too is Next Gen actually reached out to Uncensored America and said like, hey, you want us to do a presentation on how to register voters? I'm like,
No, yeah. Last time we talked to you, you guys ran away.
I think you guys were talking to the wrong club. Not saying we don't want people registering to vote, but you're not gonna want us to be registering
They're gonna
voters.
give you the wrong way to register people to vote.
The funny thing is, I could like fact check the shit out of them on that. Like, yeah, I'm working on a campaign right now. I know how this shit works.
Yeah, they're probably gonna say like exactly the wrong way. Oh, you have until fucking this day to register to vote. It'll be like the day before the election. It's like, yeah, no.
Yes.
They'll give you all the wrong information and so that you could like fuck it up.
Yes.
Dude, fuck their organization. The Next Gen's probably the cuckiest like org I think I've ever seen.
I
I've
know.
seen some pretty cucky places. Like, man, they literally ran away because too many conservatives showed up. They have no
Oh
backbone.
yeah, that was so funny when in 2016 they held that meeting that had like what, two people plus a reporter, and the fucking Trump Club. We came in, hijacked that shit. I mean, well, we didn't hijack it, like we just sat there, but it
Showed up.
what.
We just showed up and it literally triggered
Yeah,
them.
we showed up. It triggered them. They felt like they were being hijacked. I should phrase it that way because we didn't do anything. We just sit there and then whip out our hats, and they couldn't handle it, and they rage quit.
Yeah, they wouldn't even like because they had stuff like swag they were giving out. They're like, "Oh, you guys can't take it." It's like, okay. And then we had someone infiltrate it.
Yes.
We had an insider, and then they apparently started talking shit and like they gave out some other stupid stuff.
Oh my God, there's this Onward State article that's like renaming Penn State buildings with more fitting acronyms, and there's a part. Where is it? It says
Was like,
the
well,
UHS build.
like,
What?
do they have Willard on there? It's like piss hall. It smells like rotten piss.
Well, they have the UHS building, and they wanted to change it to "You have an STD." And they said, I think the world preacher would certainly approve this change, as he famously says, if you can't get laid at Penn State, then you just can't get laid.
It's pretty true. Like, honest to God, it's really not that hard at
I
Penn
had a
State.
hard time.
Man,
Actually, no,
like
I
you,
didn't. I just was picky.
yeah, like you had multiple people, you know, try to sex you
Sex you.
multiple times. So it really wasn't that hard.
every year I had somebody, and I was just like, nope, not.
You weren't even looking too. Like, it'd make you feel pretty proud that you had multiple people. I mean, one of them was a man.
Yeah, oh, that makes me feel proud. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm really
You're
attracting the right
attracted to
crowd.
everyone wants to get in your pants. You had 2 girls your freshman year, 3 actually.
One of them was a psychopath. One of them probably could have, should have, would have. The
One of them was
other was a bit
well,
too much, if you know what I mean.
yeah, but you got a lot of female attention. You're like an anime character, real life anime character.
I don't want to be like an anime character. And don't make a Samurai Jack joke as an anime, because I know that's on the tip of your tongue.
Oh, see, that's you love anime so much, it just sort of you turn into like the anime character. It's all the ladies, and they never actually had sex with any of them
I did
until
not.
the end.
See, you mentioned anime, and it's funny because I removed that panel that was holding up my tower so I can have more room for another tower. It has like fucking like 5 inches now. Like, it has like room for another dick in here. And small dick, but I had stuff under there, like some old textbooks that I had to buy, and I also had on top of them those packets. You remember those bags we got from the anime conventions that we crashed?
The swag bag.
The weeaboo bag. I had them under there, for memories, and I was pulling them out. I'm like, fuck, what was wrong with us?
Yeah, maybe. I still think that last one we could have done some more fun stuff. We should have stayed for the anime, like the 18+ events.
Yeah, but you had to go. That was not me. It was you.
No, we had to get to the. No, you wanted to get to the.
Oh, the radio.
We should have stayed for that because that would have been funny.
I had so much love in that radio that I was just like, can't miss a show. Our fans we can't leave them hanging this week. What are they gonna do without us?
We had to go make another stop and stay for the 18+ event.
Yes. Well, that's a situation I'll talk to you about off air. My car is going to be ready apparently really soon. I was told end of this week today, but I'm not allowed to drive far in a while.
That's gay.
It's very gay. It's making me upset.
Yeah, you need to fucking break free.
I'm very annoyed because I haven't seen my girlfriend in fucking almost 4 months.
Yeah, that's bullshit. You fucking paid for it.
Paid for what?
Didn't you pay for the car to get fixed anyways?
I told him I would. I don't know if that's happening or not, but I know I'm paying for part. I know my mom definitely said part of it. I want to pay for the full thing, but I'm very annoyed. So maybe do we have anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah, no, not really. I think we covered most of the bases.
Yeah.
I mean, like unless there's anyone have anything interesting to like talk about in the audience, it's always welcome. Now that you got some more time, we should definitely do some more shit around here. Got the time.
Yeah, I just gotta wrap up some shit that I've been meaning to do, and then I'm gonna have more for reading. But if that's it, we will end the stream. Proud of your boy. Somebody dark rainbow just said PewDiePie's a little bitch. I think that's over the time he apologized and donated to what's the SPLC or ADL. He donated to the ADL, and I think he pulled back on that. So I have hope for pubes. I think pubes. I think he's got good intentions. It's just I think he doesn't know a lot about some of these things, so he kind of will make the wrong moves sometimes. But yeah. Dark Rainbow, what do you think of anime? Do you think it's cancer? Do you think we should deport it?
I think he wants us to do another anime review.
God. Yeah, we should review fucking Goblin Slayer when that shit was trending.
I thought we did review it.
No, we didn't.
Oh, shit. Let me fuck that one up.
What did you think of Goblin Slayer? What's your 5-second review?
I thought it was. I like the first episode. It was very like I like the shock of that. You know, the fact that they had a rape scene in an anime. I thought
With
that was
Jewish like um
goblins.
goblins.
Yeah, like I thought, like, and then it kind of just got weird from there. It was like some like I
Oh,
don't
it
even know what it
wasn't
was.
weird at the beginning.
Like no, but like towards the end, it was like, is this Dungeons and Dragons or is this like a real world? Like they never really clarified that because like they rolled the dice and it was like, oh, so apparently this is like D&D or something. And
Yeah,
then
there
they
was like role playing. Like there was literal like, oh, you're the sage. Oh, I'm the DPS and you're the tank.
yeah, it felt like a fucking tabletop RPG. Who just joined?
Sam's on.
Hey, what's
We
up?
literally were just about to end the stream, and now we're looking at anime. What's up? Oh. He got scared.
Oopsie.
Whoopsie too. God, we scared him away. Right when I said we're looking at anime. Dunk.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's probably did the right thing.
Oh, he's back. Sam, are you there? Are you there?
Samuel. Oh, not hearing. Is
Is
he muted?
Discord just like fucking up for everyone?
I think mine was. I haven't really had any issues today. Maybe.
Did you hear Phil's mic when he started like speaking? It'd be like,
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
saw
maybe.
that?
Yeah, well, I heard that.
Oh God, I went to Google images for anime and like I just scrolled down like a little bit on the page and I see 9 best gay anime.
Oh God.
It's like a dude
No.
licking the dude's chest. That's hot. That's hot.
Who are you watching next? The gay anime?
Yes. Oh God.
Anime, real news anime reviews. Who was that? Didn't Donnie or something like that shit?
Donnie does like anime. Sorry, Donnie. We don't like anime. It's gonna be our biggest disagreement.
10 best gay anime of 2019.
But
Was
the
it like
article
that?
title says 9 best gay anime.
It says 2019 on the picture.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know they had that
It's outdated.
one like they had that weird like gay pedophile anime, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like they had some weird shit out there, like that Japan just lets fucking slide.
Ultra trad, ultra conservative Japan just lets this one go under the table.
They have like a lot there. They have like a whole incest genre. Like like I know that in Game of Thrones that was apparently a commonality, but like in Japan they have a whole genre of incest anime.
Let's see if YouTube bans us for this. Come on,
God.
do it, YouTube.
Like,
Do it.
I don't know how. Like it got so bad in Japan they had to go make a law against making incest like anime or like incest like hentai specifically.
Dude, what the fuck
Because
is
it was
this?
it was so fucking prevalent apparently.
Well, I
Then
bet what
like
happens is like these people get so subverted that they either like want gay shit or they become gay or like I don't know. The ultra trad thing is not good. It really like it fucks with people.
well, see, they think that like the chemicals make people gay. No, it's anime.
Yes. Anime makes people gay.
I think we need to go and show. We need to go and make a document sent to the Willard Preacher about anime. Oh my god, we have to go and troll him and did like give him a sermon against anime.
Yes. He goes on like a crusade against anime.
Yes,
I would love Gary for that.
we need to figure out how to commit like feed him that information.
Did you see the thing I sent you?
Oh god, it's that stupid shit where they just like I don't understand why they always do that nosebleed. Did that happen when you like? Because it's usually like they see a girl and they get like their fucking nose bleeding. It's like that would like is that like common? Like that doesn't happen to me. Like maybe you pop a boner or something, but I've never had a nosebleed from that. I
Pop
mean
a
my nose
boner.
bleeds all the fucking time.
I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of gay. Like when I look at gay anime, there's a lot of fucking shit that comes up.
Oh, dude, oh, they do. Like, they just, and then, like, even just regular shit, they just have all these stupid fucking tropes.
Yeah. That's the thing with
And it's
anime.
like,
It's so trope heavy.
yeah, like everything they have those stupid like facial expressions, and they like do stupid shit like I don't even know, like these like non sequitur like fucking Family Guy sort of things where it's like real but like not. I go smacks on the head with like a hammer, like oh, and then all the men are like beta males.
Yeah. They're all like,
Oh,
Finally,
there you
oh,
go.
Sam, there we go. You're missing out on the gay anime. Oh, some of this shit I should not be showing. Let's get
Oh,
out.
you
Google Images
what?
doesn't censor as much as I thought it did.
Oh, yeah, close. Go. So, yeah, you want to make sure you're on the safe search. You're gonna find gay shit.
safe search. What's that?
It's for pussies, that's what it is.
Yeah, Shaman's gonna watch all his uncensored gay anime porn.
Hey, we are truly uncensored here. Uncensored America means everything.
I mean,
Naruto.
you guys have 3 viewers, so that is an improvement.
3? Wow. See, the anime's drawing people in.
Oh god, no, it's not. It's probably like both of it's like us.
Speaking,
all of us just, like,
speaking of censorship, though,
Alex Jones on Tim Pool.
yep. Did you guys already? Did I miss that segment or?
Sam, you missed everything.
I know that's because the 2 shows bumped back to back. So
yeah, we didn't talk about the Roblox porn yet.
The what?
That was fucking worth it. I mean, that is a real thing though. Like that is
Roblox.
very Roblox porn is it's a real fucking thing. It's
I think
apparently
we should
like one of
stick
the
to
top
Alex
three-
Jones and Tim Pool.
Yeah.
I'll Google that on my other screen, but to address what you're bringing up though, yeah, I've been following that because I saw the stream go up and I was like, holy shit, it's gonna be lit. And I saw the beginning of it right when it started, and then I was doing stuff and I tuned back in. But then the next day, it's banned, it's down, and Tim Pool is kind of, you know, he thought Alex said something that he ended up not saying, and Tim did clarify that later, but YouTube hasn't clarified and brought it back. So
well, here's the thing that no one is talking about though. It's not just on YouTube that it's been pulled.
oh, Apple Podcasts, yeah.
Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
I was gonna post
Because
that to Tim. I was like, yo, you know it's banned from Apple Podcasts too, right?
well, and that's what I tweeted at him because see, I'm kind of like I know that everyone says that streaming is the new way, but whatever. I like podcasts, okay? Like I just like having them on my phone to listen to in the background, while I'm doing schoolwork during the day or whatever while I'm doing chores on the weekends or, anything, just hanging out sometimes. So I went to play the Alex Jones, Tim Pool podcast while I was eating breakfast.
Me too. I was doing
And
that last night and it didn't work.
yeah, but the weird thing is it had popped up in my list before, like it was queued up. So all I needed to do was like press play or press download, and it wouldn't do it. So then I went and checked on Spotify, and it wasn't there.
Yeah.
Then I refreshed Apple Podcasts, and it wasn't there. So yeah. So I don't know if he pulled the episode from those 2, or if they were censored by their platform.
That's what I was wondering too, because what I do is when I go to bed, I put on a podcast with my Apple Podcasts, and I thought, oh, like it's banned from YouTube, but maybe Tim has like a podcast version. And he did. I was like, okay, I'll play it because it came up, and I tapped it, and I screenshot it, and I'm gonna post on Twitter. It said episode unavailable. This episode is temporarily unavailable from Tim Cast IRL. I don't think Tim removed it. He might have done something else to it, but I personally think
He
Apple did something to it.
what annoys me though is he said the video is banned from YouTube, but we have on BitChute, which I mean I guess is good, but it's like, oh fuck, I've got to use BitChute
Yeah, I
and
hate
that
BitChute.
crappy.
It's
Yeah.
better than having it completely unavailable.
But see, why not just post it on Apple Podcasts or like do something with the audio file? Like
I
that would
think
be
Tim is really worried about getting banned. You could tell during the interview too. Like, and I like Tim Pool a lot. Like, don't get me wrong, I really, really like his content. He's smart. He's well read. He does a lot of homework, and he comes prepared. And he has a lot of shit he pulls out of his head. Like, he's really good at that. But during the interview, he was constantly fact checking Alex, like way more than Joe Rogan. Like, constantly fact checking him, which I think in some ways is kind of good because it makes Alex smarter and sharper. And Alex could pull fucking articles out of his head. He'd be like, it was in this article from this news outlet. And he was really good. But Tim started to kind of become a little bit of a buzzkill because Alex would be like joking around. Tim would just be like trying to be all serious. I'm like this is Alex Jones. Like, you gotta understand he's an entertainer. Like, he's gonna, flip some tables and have some fun.
well, and I know you saw what I posted on Parlor, which was time to grow a spine.
That's right.
So
Yeah, I did see that.
I
That's
mean,
right. I did see it.
and and that's honestly what Tim needs to do is he needs to grow a spine and rather than say, oh, I'm afraid of YouTube censorship, which look, I get it. I'm nowhere near the amount. I mean, I get that it takes hard work to build a channel. We all do. But he actually has leverage now, you know?
Yeah.
Like
I think he has
like he's
some. I think it's people like PewDiePie, like Keemstar, that have the real pull.
Well, even then, like, you have to be careful with that, because that is his livelihood too.
Exactly.
Because worst case, YouTube doesn't even have to really generate a profit. If he gets kicked off there, it's another brick in the wall. But if he gets kicked off there, he'll be fucked over a lot more than if YouTube loses him.
Yeah. Well, Tim Pool has grown to I think 700,000 subscribers on YouTube, and it's obviously where he's making his income. This is his job.
So it's not even 1 million subs. So yeah, YouTube's not gonna give a fuck.
Yeah, they don't care about Tim Pool,
Like
unfortunately.
if he had like
Oh
20
wait, he does
million
have over a
subs,
million. He has 1.2 million. Shit.
okay, yeah, but even then, that's still only one. Like, I mean, not saying only 1 million when we have like what, like 263
Yeah.
or however many we have.
Don't
But
remind me.
compared to the people that actually matter, probably have like 20 million plus. The people that would make a difference potentially.
Yeah.
Like, I know how much Joe Rogan has, but I'm sure even he would probably be. Well, it doesn't even
Well,
matter
he's gonna
anymore.
be stop. He's gonna stop uploading soon. He has 10 million on YouTube, and his uploads are gonna end I think at the end of the year.
Yeah, so it doesn't even matter for him, but like for other people, he's relatively like, I mean, he's big-ish, but not really.
He's bigger
the
well,
beyond YouTube.
well look, here's the other thing though, and this is what I want to comment on. I've had I've had streams pulled from YouTube and episodes of TWR pulled from YouTube, which is why I have an audio podcast feed because my podcasts, the podcast world for now at least is a lot more open than YouTube and video streaming is. So like the episodes that you can't see of my show on YouTube, you can get on, you know, Apple Podcasts or Spotify. So I don't under so that's going back to Tim Pool. I don't understand why that interview was pulled or if Tim pulled himself.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but keep in mind, like on Spotify, the Alex Jones. First of all, Alex is banned on Spotify, And the interviews he did with Joe are still not on Spotify, except I think the most recent one. But it seems like these bans apply. This is where the question kind of comes in. Like, do these bans on people apply to even appearances on other shows?
They don't, and I think I've told you this before, because Keemstar, I think technically he was banned, but Drama Alert, since he's technically just a guest they have on there, like he was able to weasel his way around that. Cause I'm pretty sure he was banned at one point,
I'll
but
look
he was
that
able
up.
to use that loophole.
That's funny.
But you can do that. Like
Well, yeah, like Gavin McInnes, when he had Censor.tv's YouTube channel in addition to his own personal one, because he knew, well, I'm gonna get the axe on one of these, probably my personal one because it's bigger. But they, I think, banned his personal one first, and then they banned the Censor.tv one.
Well, they banned the Censor.tv one for?
I don't even know if they gave him a reason, but they banned all of his shit. It was during like when they were at the zeitgeist was freaking out over Proud Boys, and they axed out Gavin across everything.
I mean, they also are very selective on. Well, who runs Band.tv? If he ran it, then that's different.
Band. Well, no. I'm talking about Gavin getting banned from YouTube.
Yeah, well, like who runs that Band.tv YouTube or ran
server or Censor.tv?
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I mean, it is Gavin's company, but I'm pretty sure his assistant Ryan runs those channels.
Yeah, it's weird. Like YouTube selectively applies its fucking rules. Like, because if you're CNN or NBC or CBS or fucking Fox, and you go and like do an interview with like Richard Spencer, they won't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Even that, well, I haven't seen anyone get banned for just doing a regular interview with him either. So I don't know.
No, Spencer's not banned on anything, and it's because he's useful to them, and that's simply it. Like, it's a total bias thing, because there's so much crazy shit he said, and David Duke, frankly, has said too. David Duke finally got banned like not too long ago, but he was saying way crazier shit for way longer, but they didn't touch that. But what's interesting to keep in mind too, Joe Rogan, you look at his most popular uploads, and the Alex Jones Returns one, the epic like almost 5 hour stream with Alex, is the most popular Joe Rogan episode, with the exception of the Elon Musk interview, which is at 38 million and Alex is at 24 million. And then it's Dan Blitzerian, and then it's another Elon interview, and then it's Edward Snowden, then Ben Shapiro, then Mike Tyson, two other people, and then Alex Jones and Tim Dillon, the most recent one, that's at 13 million. Then Neil deGrasse Tyson, Bernie Sanders, a few others. And the original Alex Jones is at 11 million, right behind Kanye.
I don't get why the Dan Bilzerian one is so high up.
I was going to say, I don't know who the fuck that is.
He's that like army guy who's like a Hugh Hefner ripoff.
Oh, really?
He like, yeah, his claim to fame is that like supposedly he was an army guy that like invested in a lot of this stuff, and then like he's famous because he basically has like all these like hot Instagram models following that just like follow him around. He's an Instagram personality, but as it turns out, he's a trust fund kid.
Oh, I remember that guy. I saw that one.
Well, the reason that one's so high too, that it has a bit of an edge because it is a 4-year-old video, so it's been able to accumulate a lot more views, a lot quicker or a lot longer.
Yeah, there's definitely that too.
I'm looking at Hunter Avalone's channel, and he has a video where he says, when conservatives do stand-up, quote, comedy, and in the thumbnail it says, no one laughs, and it has a picture of Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin's not a conservative. Does
Dude,
he
look
know
at
what conservatives are?
The 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 regressive left.
Oh,
dude, who
God.
was that? Like, who's $1 Million Extreme? That motherfucker. That
Sam
dude makes
Hyde.
me fucking. Oh my god! Like, have you ever seen his actual like fucking stuff?
I've seen his TED talk.
Then
Like he like did one where he like infiltrated like a comedy club in like New York, and he started like it started out normal, and then it started going to like these like really weird like fucking things. He
Yeah.
like got like it was. I had to find that one, but it made me laugh.
Well, what
He
I
like
don't get
started to
about Hunter is that, like, on one day he says, like, Nick Fuentes is all of the right. Like, this is what the right looks like today. Not all of the right, but this is what the right is looking like today. This is most people on the right. And now he's saying Dave Rubin is a conservative. Dave Rubin's a liberal. He says it a million times he's a leftist. But the only funny thing is I think Dave Rubin voted for Trump and Hunter Avalon voted for Joe Biden.
fuck, Hunter Avalon, man.
wasn't Hunter Avalon one of your guests though?
Yeah, he was. He was a
Yeah.
guest on the show, and he was also a guest at Penn State. But after Penn State, well, during
See-
that, he fucking changed. He went from conservative Trump supporter to big tech censorship isn't biased against conservatives to I'm voting for Biden. I'm leaving the right.
Yeah,
See,
like
here-
that. What the fuck was like? I still don't understand how that guy got famous, like internet famous. Like like what did he really do? Oh, he came inside a girl and didn't abort the baby. Oh, congratulations, buddy.
Wow, so he did the thing that like 3 of my high school friends did.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
He
well,
just
he was famous before that. Like he's made a lot of like
so
he kind
so he
of
just
was trying to, in my view, he was trying to be one of those edgy conservatives, trying to mimic Milo in a way, and got a following. And I mean, I like some of his content, and that's why I thought he'd be a good guest. But I didn't expect half this shit to come out of him. And then he somehow impregnated his girlfriend, and
well, it's not that hard to do. Like how to figure that one out. It's
I
pretty
know how those things work, Alex. But
Or you said somehow like, oh, like what do you do? Like, does his penis not work? Can you use like a syringe or something?
no, well, because
Probably with the way he acts, he must not have any balls.
well,
I guess it would be a fucking act of God for that to happen.
well, there are some cases where people think they're using birth control, and then an oopsie happens.
Well, no, I thought you meant like somehow, like it was like difficult for this person to do it.
No, I don't know how
well
it was unintentional. It was an unintentional pregnancy, and they even thought about debate aborting it, ended up not, which is good, and keeping it, and they have one. He's only like, I think he's younger than me. I forget his age exactly, but he's pretty young.
Oh man, well, I mean, dude, like this happens like literally every day in the black community. Like just because he's white and does it doesn't mean that he's special.
Oh, I'm not saying he is.
It's like, oh, it's not like 13 and pregnant or something. This guy's in his 20s.
Yeah, I know. Okay, he's 1 year older than me, like 1 year and 1 month older than me. 24.
Yeah, man, I do know. Like, I fucking buddies went to high school that had like kids like right after high school.
yep, same here.
They didn't abort it. I mean, it's that's a character trait. That's like, oh, that's like the shittiest character trait. What did you do? What's your superpower? I had sex and I did use a condom. That's my superpower.
Well, thank you for sharing, Timmy.
Well, we'll see though. This is kind of the thing that does annoy me with the right though. In all honesty, is like in the case of Hunter Avalon, like this is a perfect example. Like Hunter Avalon is like, I had premarital sex, and then I chose to be a father. look at what a stand-up guy I am, and all of the Christian conservatives were like, woo, yeah, way to be a father and way to stand up for traditional values, whereas like my friends, who had kids out of wedlock, like they decided to be dads too, but they never got, famous for it. They just did it because they were raised with, morals, and as it turns out, like they actually really enjoy being dads.
Well, the thing too, interesting you mentioned Christian conservatives, that Hunter Evelyn used to, before I watched him, my girlfriend was actually watching him, and she said he was a hardcore Christian, like hardcore. He was your stereotypical like Christian conservative. But then he flipped. This is kind of around when I found him, and he became an atheist. And he stayed conservative, became a Trump supporter, but then he flipped again on some issues like transgenders and a few other things. And gender in of itself, he said gendered social construct, all this shit.
So he's a grifter then. Just
Yep.
Well, here's the
yeah.
thing. Look, I know a lot of people are saying that. I think there's a few things going on. I'm going to post one thing that I have suspected. And he's actually starting to publicly admit it. He said on Twitter, quote, "I didn't want to say anything about this publicly until I was sure, but I truly believe getting on anxiety medication helped play a role in me leaving the right also."
Oh, so he was taking medication, and that's what should cause him to do that. Oh,
He
God.
said suffering from OCD is almost like conspiring against yourself, and the meds help me be more rational.
So medication makes. So basically, he's proving Alex Jones right. Medication turns you liberal.
Turns you leftist. He's not liberal. He's leftist. I know that's always like a Sargon-y thing to say, but like Sargon's really right on that. And that's the thing to point out too. Is Hunter, the quartering said this, that like he's acting like an SJW and like saying shit that leftists say. Like he called Sargon a white nationalist after sharing a stage with him, might I add. And I've theorized a few things about Hunter. So there's really three reasons as to why he's making this change. Number one is he's young and he's evolving with his viewpoints. It is possible. Look, I'm not saying it is the reason. I don't think it is. It is possible because that happens to a lot of people when they're young. It's happening to us too. Not to change this radically, maybe, but unlikely. But it's there. The other possibility is the grift, which is whenever you're I was a leftist and now I'm on the right. Oh, I was on the right and I left the right and I'm on the left now. That is the token that every side loves, is to have look at this person who left this side. That's how crazy this side is, and now they're with us. Everybody loves that. It's easy to bank on.
By the way, speaking of flip-flopping, so Owen,
oh boy,
Big Bear, has officially gone back over to supporting Biden.
Oh my god.
Well,
Guess what his reasoning though is.
Why? Because his son does cocaine and he wants to be like his son.
Well, you're not that far. You're not that far off. We've been studying Owen's coke habits, alleged coke habits, for years.
What if there's videos on Hunter Biden's laptop with him and Owen Benjamin snorting coke?
It wouldn't surprise me, but no, this gets even funnier. He's supporting Biden because, I quote, "Guys, Trump is the most liberal president we've ever had. He's more left than Barack Obama. there was more censorship under Trump by social media than under Barack Obama, and we've been fighting more foreign wars under
What?
Donald
No,
Trump.
that's not true.
Yeah, like
That's simply false.
that reminds me of a certain person who claimed that Hillary Clinton was,
That was a
a
populist.
Yeah, like it's these wacky people. Like, maybe he should actually be the one taking the medication, not maybe not so
Not
much
Hunter.
fucking.
Owen needs more than just
He
medication.
needs turpentine. That's a
He
joke.
needs he needs 50 he needs to be 5150. He needs to be 5150, and also his cult followers need to stop accusing me of trying to kill his kids. I don't even care about his kids that much to even. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. I don't care about his kids, period. So why would I harm his kids if I don't even care about them
Well, it's funny you
negatively
mentioned
or
Owen too, because like that was the third reason I was gonna get to with Hunter, or for third possibility is like number one is change of heart, number two is grip, but number three is mental problems. I'm not saying this in a mean way, but like after seeing these tweets too, and I think I've said this before, and that's one of the things that I've thought of, is that I think there's something a little off with this guy, and that's why he's going all over the place.
Yeah.
there are a lot of people on the internet that get famous that have mental health issues.
Yeah, like look at who is that guy who ran for president, but failed? Who did that music?
Kanye?
Yeah, look
Kid,
at him.
That
Like,
guy that ran for president that did that music?
yeah, like that motherfucker. They're like, he's
Kid
got, like,
Rock?
Yeah, Kid
Yeah.
Rock.
no, I was talking about Kanye. No, like he definitely has a few issues. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, he
And then he
does.
also claimed to be like this, and then he ran against Trump, and then I don't know what
Well,
he
he was.
really
I think he
believed.
was trying to help Trump, honestly. Like, I think that was a fucking 5D chess move. But Kanye does have bipolar. Like, he's been diagnosed. Hunter is retweeting Vaush. Goes on Vaush's streams. Vaush is a communist, by the way. Not a leftist, a communist.
Isn't he also like a pedophile or something too?
What?
Yeah. Yep.
Like he supports that genre of content.
Yep. Yep. Vouch is one of those people who thinks that the P needs to be added to the LGBTQ thing.
He's a map. Oh my god.
You know what Hunter
Yes.
did too is that he was, and this is one of the reason we brought him to our event, is that he was banned from Twitter. But somehow, I don't know how he's still getting away with this. He has another Twitter with his fucking name on it. And it says official Hunter Avalon Twitter account run by his manager. All tweets are the opinions of Hunter Avalon. But it's clearly written by him. Like it's
Well, they
clearly.
probably don't care now that he's against conservatives. They're probably welcome with open arms.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, listen, my some of my social media accounts are run by my quote unquote manager.
Oh really? Wow. Here you have a big team there, Sam.
Yeah, yep. Me and the Gamma are doing you know, we're a real major staff now.
Oh, this is funny. I would love to see this. Hunter Avalon. I challenge at Nicholas J. Fuentes, at Comrade Doyle. I don't know who the fuck that is. To debate whether or not immigration is good for America. 2v2 on modern day debate / Dumb and Dumber versus me and Trenton Woodcock. So he's already calling these people Dumb and Dumber. Look, I'm not a big fan of Nick. I think he's getting better recently. I have to say Nick is moderating a bit and cleaning up his act in a way that I think helps him. And he's a talented guy. Like, don't get me wrong, just not the biggest fan of him. But if it's in a debate against Hunter, like it's gonna be really. And I'm pro legal immigration. I'm also pro limiting all immigration, getting rid of illegal and limiting legal. But man, I don't fully agree with Nick on his immigration stances, but I'd be rooting for him. I would be.
Dude, I fucking hate
Well,
Hunter. Like, if he's like running against Hitler, I don't know who I'd fucking be on the side for. Like, this guy's literally probably one of the shittiest people. Well, he's up there. He's on that like top 10 list of shitty people that I know.
Who's that? Oh. Are people on there like people we've met personally?
Yes, there's a few of those.
I think I know who you're thinking of then.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's just like, that's why I didn't even fucking join that debate. I don't know who this fucker is. He seemed fake, and I think I was right with those things. And I honestly, I want him to debate Sargon again, like, and actually, like, yeah, I like to see him talk about like why he thinks he's a white nationalist.
Oh, we should do that. Oh, yes.
well, gentlemen, this brings me to an epiphany I've had over the past couple days since since the election. Well, the election actually has ended, which is a whole nother thing, but okay, post-election day, let's say. You want to know how I've finally realized what has kept me going all these years. And it's the fact that, like, you say that Andravlon has, purposely tried to be an edgy boy, right?
Yeah.
And that a lot of these people develop personalities, right?
Yeah.
But I think the one thing that has kept me grounded and has kept you grounded is I'm the same guy on air that I am IRL. I haven't built a separate personality for the show or for for Twitter or whatever this thing that we do is. And you Sean, and you Alex, you don't either. You don't, at least as long as I've known you, it doesn't really seem like you guys have developed like a separate persona either. You guys could have, and maybe you guys would get more fame because of it, and I might too, but we're both genuine. And I think at the end of the day, we might not have as big of a fall-in, but I think because we're real, we've been able to endure because the mask isn't cracking, so to speak.
Yes,
If
and
that
that's
makes
what's going to keep us alive. It's like authenticity, especially in the age of Trump, is king.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see how many people actually stay in the MAGA movement now that Trump's presidential era could very well be over. Like
Yeah, that's
like
what's going to be interesting is see. Well, what is good is even though the election's not over yet, you're again seeing the mask slip. Like, we knew who the Never Trumpers were day one when Trump announced. We knew who they were through 2016. We knew who they were even up to election day. But you're seeing now really the big separation. Like, the people that are looking out for themselves, like the Crenshaws and the Nikki Haley's, the Ben Shapiro's, all these people that need to get out. And you're seeing the true fighters that believe in Trump and populism and nationalism and are actually fighting for people, like the alternative media people we all love, and people like Gates, Ron DeSantis, and a few others. You're seeing who your true believers are. Like, this is a litmus test right now. Not to change gears, but I did want to mention something really, really quick because we were talking about this, and I bet you probably know how this too, Sam. Gina Carano from The Mandalorian. Do you know her?
Oh yes, I did want to bring that up because I did see your post this morning.
Yes, she is base red pill, Trump support, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I was seeing this a few months ago and I was shocked. I'm like, why is nobody talking about this? And right now is trending hashtag fire Gina Carano. They're trying to get rid
Oh,
of her.
oh yeah, the SJW mob has been trying that for a while now, actually. And I should have brought this up over the summer when it first became news, but like, yeah, um she got flack because she's conservative, and also because like, okay, I'm not gonna mince words. Like, she's an attractive
She's
woman,
hot.
and
She's hot and
yeah,
she's
she's hot.
conservative. Everything they hate.
Well, she's hot, and like, and men like to check her out and whatnot. And these, I guess these feminists were like saying, "Oh God, look at these disgusting, men like perving on her." And Gina Carano was like, "It's fine. I don't really care, I don't really care as long as they don't say anything like, weird, like, or creepy to me, personally. Like, I don't care if they check me out." So that was like the first, big strike against her is, oh my God, a model who is actually okay with guys checking her out. Like, no, that can't be, we can't have that. And then she comes out as a MAGA, and so then there was a call for her to be fired from the Mandalorian.
I'm shocked she still has that gig. Like, I'm really shocked. Because
I
I've seen
mean,
her Twitter, and I'm like, I'm shocked they hired her. I'm shocked she's still on there. She's great. I
I
like her.
mean, I mean, I would be shocked, but see, the other thing of it is she's a fan favorite, and I'm not a fan of Disney as a company, but I will say this. I'm pretty sure that Jon Favreau, who wrote The Mandalorian, I'm pretty sure he's a closet conservative from my insider people in the industry.
Ah, you got people inside
So
Hollywood.
I actually do. I can tell you more about that off
Shit,
air.
that's cool.
Um, so I'm pretty sure that Favreau is one of us. I think Filoni might be one of us, but bottom line, I think that because The Mandalorian was such a success, and I think because Gina was part of that, I think that Disney, from a money-making standpoint, is like, yeah, we have to keep her because she's part of one of our only viable IPs right now.
Mm,
I, I'm
maybe.
ho
Because here's
I'm
the thing is
hoping,
Disney is very they're very much about pleasing fans more than anything else. Like they're very like you saw The Force Awakens. That was all about trying to kiss ass to the fans.
yeah, but then they stopped doing that with The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, and it
Yeah.
fucked them, and they know it. So, and look, I know Mark Hamill is a big lefty, and like politically, I disagree with Mark Hamill, but I do feel bad for the way Mark Hamill was
Oh.
treated
Oh.
by by Lucasfilm.
Yeah, dude, they shit on his character. And they shit him up too. I mean, they totally shit on him.
Yeah,
But Pedro Pascal from Game of Thrones, and who's also the Mandalorian, he's a big lefty, and some have said that there's some like infighting amongst the cast since she's conservative and he's not.
well, which is really funny because when he was on Narcos, the Netflix series, he,
You're really going
so
out there.
like you would think that he would at least basically played a conservative deep gun, and you
Yeah, I'm having a hard time understanding you, Sam.
Yeah, we can't hear you. You're really like going out.
Let me hold on a sec.
But yeah, I found that so interesting that one of the biggest stars in one of the biggest TV shows right now is conservative. Like that's fucking great. But I was shocked to see her being so bold with it. So we'll see how it plays out. Because I was shocked there hasn't been the boycotts or the fuck her, let's fire her. But you're starting to see it now.
I'm back now.
Yeah, you're a little bit better.
Kind of, yeah. We'll run with
What
it.
my I'm on my phone and my phone switched from Wi-Fi to data, so I'm trying to switch back to Wi-Fi now.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds better.
But yeah, I followed her on Parlor,
Me
so
too. When I saw that
which
post, that's what like confirmed everything for me. I'm like, yo, definitely. She
which
voted for Trump.
which that's the other thing I want to talk to you guys about. Like I know that we were all joking a few months ago about Parlor, but like now Parlor is actually starting to take off a bit.
Yeah,
A
we did
bit.
talk about it earlier.
Yeah, and what I think you kind of agreed with me on this, Alex. My takeaway was that this is great, and it's happening because average, normal, everyday, average Joe, right wingers, not just MAGA people, but just right wingers, are getting banned from Facebook. I know quite a few of my friends have been banned or temporarily suspended. Alex was suspended for 6 months. And so these people are all moving to Parlor, and once since their friends are moving, they're gonna move to. It's what's need to happen. We need some accelerationism. This is some accelerationism of normal people getting banned because it affects them, and now they give a shit. But it's still not enough. It's nowhere near enough because all the normies aren't on there. All the celebs, all the everything isn't on there. It's still just
Well,
a
I
right wing echo chamber. You need to
well
get
I
the lefties on there, or else it's boring.
well I will tell you this. Some of my lefty friends, like that I went to high school with, um, that are on Facebook, they're actually on Parlor now because of me. Because I've told them, I've told people in general that I don't post politics on Facebook. But if you are interested in engaging with me politically, I'm on Parlor. So I've linked there. So, people can find all my stuff for the show on Parlor now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
So
just it's still Parlor's UI still needs some work. I still think it's good enough, but it needs work to be, phenomenal. And they need more features, and their servers need to work when people are joining it.
Yeah, I think it's honestly like their UI could be okay, but I think that the fucking the servers are the big issue right now.
Yeah.
and they know that, and they're trying to address that. And that is one thing I will give them credit for, is unlike Gab, they've actually like tried to address their server problems. Um,
I never really had a server issue with it though. I think they had a decent server setup. It was just that they never really took off because they got banned from the app stores, and once that happens, you're kind of fucked.
yeah, well, and then they tried to say, oh, well, you don't need a native app, and it's kind of like, yeah, you do. So
Yeah, Gina Carano has been retweeting Samantha Marica a lot. She's a black conservative woman on Twitter who I found by accident, and I shared her with Donnie because she's really good. and getting a lot of traction. I mean, yeah, this man, I'm shocked how Gina Carano's kind of gone under the radar with this. Like, I'm surprised. Like, episode 1 of The Mandalorian, or whenever she first started like appearing in the show, like they didn't like start calling this shit out, and it wasn't like all over everywhere. But this is what I've been predicting. I don't know if I've told you this, Sam, but I think if Biden ends up winning, you're gonna see the most persecution of Trump supporters, MAGA people, outsiders in general that you've like ever seen. Like, you're gonna see so many people banned from Facebook. You're gonna see Trump banned from Twitter. You're gonna see so many people persecuted, like fired from their jobs, kicked out of places because they dared to support Trump. Because these people are still gonna wear it like a badge of honor that they support Trump, and they're looking at like the fucking Nazis after World War II. Like, oh, you were a prison guard in Auschwitz. You can't eat at this restaurant, but replace that with Trump support, and that's how they're talking.
Yeah, well, look, like you said, even normal everyday Joes are getting banned from social media now.
Yeah.
And honestly, like that's one of the things that I'm kind of waiting. I don't want to get banned from social media, but I kind of feel like I'm 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 wondering um I'm wondering if one day soon I'm going to wake up and get like an email that says that my podcast of 13 years has been banned off of Apple Podcast, you know, or that my Facebook account has been perma-banned. Like I've been like I'm kind of waiting for that now, you know, if and when that will happen. And
Yeah.
like I'm kind of like a C-list celebrity, right-wing celebrity, but even so, they're going after the small time guys like you and I now.
Yes.
So
Well, they are going down the beanstalk. Like, they started with the AAA, super effective, super cool people that were blowing up in 2016, and over the past 4 years, they've eliminated all of them and left the boring establishment people that are never Trumpers that suck. And now what they're doing is they're going down even deeper. Like, they were already going down to kind of like the B level, whatever you want to call it, like the sort of middle ground, the up and coming people, to prevent them from becoming those next AAA people. But they are now going after the average person, and that, I hate to say it, but I'm glad it's happening. I want more of it. I want it to happen to everyone, because then that's when change will start happening, because that's when people give a shit, and hopefully we start bankrupting big tech. Bankrupt big tech. Hashtag bankrupt big tech.
or they'll bankrupt themselves is more like it.
Yeah, well, I think and this is what we've been talking about, is we think hopefully what happens is we get some privacy issues, some really unifying bipartisan stuff that some big companies can help sue them and put them under. Because I don't think the
Under
government can
Biden,
fix it.
under a under a Biden presidency, I don't see that happening, but good luck.
Well, no, and that's what I'm saying, is that I don't even think if even Republicans are in charge, there's not going to be big tech. The government's not going to fix big tech no matter who's in charge. So you need to sue them, you need to destroy them, and you need some big money to back you. So if you get something that pisses off some real big corporations or companies, just, everybody can do a class action, hopefully bankrupt them.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that's, the legal system is probably the best way to go about getting them, especially. It's not even just the U.S. Like, if you can go and attack them on multiple fronts, like, don't even make this a political issue, make this a data privacy issue. Everyone would agree with that.
Right.
there'd be
Exactly.
strong bipartisan support. If anything, the left has been probably more into that particular angle than the right in many ways.
Yeah. That's what you need to go for. You need to go for something that everyone can hate them on. We've already seen this with past things, so I think it'd be great. Like when you're just looking at censorship, only one side's gonna care about that because only one side's being censored. The other one wants them to be censored. So
I I want to drop something for you guys that I just found on Reddit that I think is worth commenting on real quick.
and Gina Carano's Twitter's great. Holy shit, man. Oh, you post? Did you post that in general?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Oh, James Woods. Just like that, the rioting and looting has ceased overnight, and now half the country has pummeled America like a battered wife. It's telling her to put on sunglasses, hide her black eye, be a good girl, and come together as one. Her answer: go fuck yourself. Yes, that's what I'm so pissed off about. Cause I was talking to one of my lefty friends. He's like, "Oh well, at least with Biden, like there'll be some unity." I'm like, "No, unity's dead. I don't want unity. Fuck that." Because we're in a war right now and there is no unity happening. When I say I don't want unity, I mean I don't want right now with these fucking crazy people. Would I like the average people in the country unify? Yeah,
Well,
sure, but it's not happening.
did you catch my podcast from Friday?
I did not.
So I have a story to tell you. So in 2016, after the election, I had a cousin who, long story short, disowned me for voting for Trump, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, she 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 wrote me like this big, like long-winded Facebook message, like saying how heartbroken she was that I, Sam Whitfield, such a kind and caring individual, could vote for a monster like Trump, and all this, all this happy horse shit, about how like she didn't want to do this, but she feels like she has to. So, you know, I didn't disown her over politics, but she disowned me, right?
Yep. It's always
So,
that way around.
so, and I've said for years that I will never disown anyone. I'll never unfriend anyone on Facebook or anything like that over politics because I understand that we have differences of opinions, and I'm not one of those people that gets, butthurt over that stuff. So she unfriended me. She cut me out of her life. Well, after the after the 2016 after Tuesday when Biden won, quote unquote, and was talking about unity, she just guess who decided to message me to try and patch things up.
Oh, really?
I'd tell her to
A-
fuck right off.
Yeah, fuck
and she,
that.
and and she tried to apologize. She actually said, I know I got mad at you, but I want to apologize and I want to try and make things right. And I told her, I said, you know what? I don't even care. I'll just say her name. I said, Erica, I said, the, t- the time to apologize and make amends to me was 4 years ago after you called me a Nazi. I said, you don't get to apologize for me now that it's convenient for you. So, you disown me, then you don't suddenly get to take me back now And you know, I wish you the best of luck, but no, I'm not coming back into your life at your convenience. And that's kind of been my policy with these people. Like, I don't disown you, but if you disown me, that's on you. I'm not crawling back to you. And conservatives, we have to do that. Like if people push us away, we can't suddenly run back to them now that they're accepting us,
That's
if
right.
that makes sense.
Yep. No, fuck it. Fuck this fake shit. Like you were saying before, like, and I like that about us too. And it's always the people that I like. They're in this game are always the real people, the authentic people. Like Alex Jones is real, Milo's real, Gavin's real, you're real, we're real.
Russia's real.
Rush is super real, and I have so many more people I can name, like Posobiec, and like I go on and on. But I am so like I've always been sick and tired of these like fake people. But I'm at a like you where I'm just like, nope, not even gonna deal with it. Not even gonna tolerate a second of it. Fuck unity. Like fuck that. We are not gonna unify with these sort of people because it's just a total lie. I mean,
And 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 you know what else is funny too is I actually had liberal friends who were liberal, like, even after Trump got elected, but they became conservative because they didn't understand why people would disown me. And so I explained to them what the leftist dogma was, and at first they were kind of like, I don't really buy that. And then they started to see it for themselves. So what's interesting is, like, even some of the more liberals who are at least open-minded, they're starting to see a lot of this stuff too. And like the actual liberals, not the leftists, but the liberals, they don't stay liberal for long. They always end up coming to our side too.
oh yeah, yeah, they get pushed away. They get turned off.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting to see just how everybody all suddenly changed once November 3rd was like, oh, we can have these massive celebrations and not have to worry about COVID. Alex gets back on Facebook, and oh, now there's gonna be unity, and the world's gonna be great again.
Well,
It's
here's the thing, like as conservatives, we should not be supporting any sort of unity right now. We need to be the ones
yes,
standing up. We need to be the
yes,
ones protesting. We need to be the ones riding and see how it is with a shoe on the other foot.
yes. That's why the million MAGA march is needed.
We need to be doing this stuff. Let's say Trump isn't able to go and pull a magic hat out of the card. A magic fucking rabbit out of his hat. If let's say this Biden thing, becomes permanent. Okay, if that happens, we need to go and every single day, we need to be fighting it. We need to be doing what we can to show that, hey, just because your favorite candidate won doesn't mean that there's just somehow unity in this country. It's gonna get worse, and that's the way it should fucking be, because we aren't united. We are not a united country. We have not been a united country for a good long time, if we ever really have been.
Well, just
We let.
keep in mind too, like real quick, is that when they want this union stuff, they want you to shut up. They want you to be a good little boy and get in line and shut up. That's what it's about.
Yeah, you're absolutely right with that. It's just they want to go and say, oh, nothing that you said matters now that. They want to go and say the Republicans were the ones not being for union at the beginning. No, we were the ones who weren't rioting in the streets. We weren't the ones burning down buildings. We weren't the ones, beating up people who supported like Joe Biden or Hillary Clinton or whatever. That was you guys.
Yeah.
That was all you guys who were doing that. You're the ones making the biggest noise. You're always the ones who unfriend first. Like I've never unfriended someone who was liberal because they were liberal. I would never block someone just because they had a political ideology that I didn't follow. That's not something that I do, and that's not something that anyone should really do. You know, friendship should be stronger than fucking politics, but it's the left who are always the ones who disagree with that. They've always done it. They made the personal political, and now they're like what they did with you, Sam. That they do this shit all the fucking time, and yeah, as conservatives, as people on the right, we need to say no. That's bullshit. You aren't gonna be able to have it both ways. Didn't like me at my worst. Well, you ain't gonna be able to see me at my best.
Yes. Yeah, that's a
Mm.
that's a great way to wrap it up too, because I know we're getting a little late and we have some off-air stuff we want to go over. But is there anything else you want to mention, Sam, before we end?
I just want to kind of, let the troops know out there, whoever is, watching and or listening to this, no matter what the outcome of the election is, I'm still gonna be here. Whether it be on Versa and on the Whitfield report, I'm not going anywhere, and I know that these two guys aren't going anywhere either.
Oh, we're only gonna get
And
louder.
I I I do this. I literally have no sponsors, and neither do Sean and Alex, which is unfortunate because they deserve, you know, they deserve some sponsorships. But we do this because we love it, folks, and we do this for you. So, I'm sticking around even if it's a Biden presidency, and we'll do more stuff in 2021. And just thanks for those of you who listen. So,
Damn straight. Keep fighting. This is not the end. Trump is only the begin. Oh, I don't want to say the beginning because I could already he kind of is. I mean, the Tea Party was like a prologue. Trump is the beginning, but he's not the end. We're gonna keep fighting no matter what happens. We're gonna fight to get him in there. If all else fails, we're still gonna keep fighting. We're only gonna be bigger. We're only gonna be stronger. We're only gonna be louder. We're only gonna be just the biggest, baddest in a good way, populist nationalist movement. And no more of this fake shit. No more cucks. No more never Trumpers. You guys are out. We're at war with you too. It's outsiders versus insiders. So buckle up, buckaroos, and get ready. And follow Sam on all
yeah.
his stuff.
But follow us all on Parler too. That's where the party's going.
Yes, I need to recover my Versa password on there, but you can follow us there. I forget the login, but I think it's Versa. Oh, I should probably look it up. Shit, it's like Versa Media, something like
How
that.
how do you get more than one account on there? That's what I'm trying to
You have to
figure
get a
out.
different phone number.
Oh,
Yep.
boo.
Yeah, I use my girlfriend's phone number. But yeah,
Uh,
Versa at Versa Media
I
on Parler,
yeah.
and at Sam Whitfield, I think yours is.
Yeah, at Sam Whitfield on Parler, which I love because whoever is occupying at Sam Whitfield on Twitter hasn't used their account since like 2010, and yet they still have it.
Wow.
So
Do you Alex, have any account you want to follow on Parler?
Nah, I'm good.
Gotcha. All right, guys. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe to this video to get more of this populist message out there to fight the YouTube censorship. Like, subscribe, share, please, right now to help support us so we can keep doing this. Have grassroots broadcasts. We'll see you around. Stay safe and wash your hands.